Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, it looks like we got a few people in the chat room there. Don't pay me any attention, y'all. I'm trying to get this seat height right. Looks like we got some people in the chat room there. So let me say some what's up. We got some hot shot in the house. We got Licious Booty in the house. She said, I'm committed to my Monday routine. We got Karen in the house. We got Allie Rue. Hot shot said, no, she's straight. Well, she said, no, she's straight from Miami. What's up, family? Listen, I want to apologize. I know I had in the announcement that this video was going to start at 7:45, but I had some technical difficulties that I had to work through. So we were a little bit late getting started. But nonetheless, we are here. So thank you to each and every person who ventured out to your laptop, tablet, phone, or whatever device you're watching me on, your Apple TV, Roku, Android, whatever, Fire Stick, whatever device, whatever platform you're watching me on. Thank you for turning it on. Thank you for tuning in, because I got a great program for you guys tonight, okay? Ladies, fellas, Mars and Cancer. Mars retrograde in the sign of Cancer. It moved back. It was in Leo. It went retrograde. When did it go retrograde? January 6th. A few days ago, it went retrograde in the sign of Cancer. And it's going to be retrograde in Cancer till February of this year. So guess what that means? That means Mars spun the block. This is an opportunity to go back and get some things right that perhaps we left on the table the last time Mars was in the sign of Cancer. All right. So how do I want to begin this tonight, y'all? You know, I normally like to tell you guys that this is going to be a quick video and then it ends up being long. So I think I might try to reverse the polarity tonight and tell you that it's going to be a long video and maybe we'll get done quick. What do y'all think? Y'all think I can pull that off? If y'all think I can pull that off, put a thumbs up in the chat. And by the way, y'all know the housekeeping rules, the house rules. If you have not done so already, please do me a favor and tap that like button, because it's going to let more people know that we're live. And these days, your boy Matt needs all the help I can get letting people know that I'm live, because y'all know how YouTube has been treating a brother since that video where I was calling out certain factions in this country on their hypocrisy, all right? They've been really on me since then, but it's okay, because I'm going to keep on telling the truth, y'all. I'm going to keep dropping it like it TI is, as they used to say back in the day. I got my coffee cup. Y'all, I'm drinking coffee tonight, y'all. I needed today I was a little bit tired, so I'm drinking coffee tonight, not tea, but it's all good because we still gonna spill. Well, we ain't spilling no tea tonight. We dropping some knowledge, all right? Karen said thumbs down. Thumbs down. What's up with the thumbs down, Karen? She said thumbs down. All right, so let me say this, y'all. Let me do this real quick. All right, so we know that retrogrades, I like to say the R in retrogrades is for planetary retrograde, stands for 4 things: reflect, review, revisit, and redo. Okay. So as of the broadcast date of this video, Mars is retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Okay. Mars is the cosmic energy or planet of action, and it is currently stationed retrograde in the sign of home and family. Okay. Those are kind of contrasting ideologies, But what we can do here is tonight you're going to learn how to make the best of that, okay? Mars, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but Mars in Cancer, my astrological people that are watching right now, you know that Mars in Cancer is considered a debilitated position. Why? Well, because Mars is the planet of action. It's the warrior. It wants to get out there and take action, get some ish done, right? Cancer wants to stay at home and take care of the family, make sure everybody in the family is taken care of. Now, Cancer is a warrior too if you come for their family or come for their home. But when Cancer's at home and the family's okay, Cancer's like, whatever y'all got going on out there, that's y'all business. I'm taking care of my home and family. So Mars does not like to be in the sign of Cancer. It's considered a debilitated position. But what we're going to learn tonight is that we have the power to make the best out of any situation, right? That's what we come to the earth to do. So let me, oh, she said short video. Oh, yeah, right. So I'm going to say it's going to be long. I'm going to say it's going to be long, and then maybe it'll be a short one, right? She says no chance, right? So let me do this, y'all. Let me get my notes up and get started, because the sooner I get started, the sooner we can get finished. So in fact, I think I'm going to do it this way. Let me see if I can't bring up this slide deck and see if you guys can't see the slide deck. I want to change up the, switch it up a little bit. And you guys give me a thumbs up. I'm going to put the opening slide up, and I'm going to do it in presentation mode. I've played with this in the past and it didn't quite work out right. So I'm going to see if it'll cooperate tonight. You guys give me a thumbs up if it shows up, okay? So let me put this in presentation mode, and then you guys let me know if you can see it, okay? I don't know if that's going to work. I really don't think that's going to work. Maybe if I had Microsoft PowerPoint, but I've long since tried to wean myself off Microsoft products, and I'm using Apple's Keynote. So let me see if let me see how I can't play with this. Let me see. Y'all give me a thumbs up in just a second. I'm gonna try to put this up on the screen, and if I have to just go with the slide edit mode for you guys to see the slide, I'll just do it. I prefer it to be a richer experience, but we do what we got to do around here. So what's up, D? What's up, Bella? Thank you for joining. She said, "Oh snap, Mad hair is done." Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. My hair is my hair has a mind of its own, and I do good to get 2 or 3 days out of a job like this. Now, my homegirl from Gambia, and she's in Gambia right now. That's why I haven't gotten it done by her. But my homegirls in Gambia, y'all know how the African hair braiders are. They tighten it up. They get it so tight that you always got a bright expression, whether you angry with somebody or happy. All right. So when shout out to my girl Michelle, when she does them, they tend to stay about 2 to 3 weeks. But y'all, I just got a strong braid of hair. So thank you, Bella. I appreciate that. So y'all tell me if y'all can see this. I'm gonna try it. Let's see if we can work with this, y'all. Give me a second. Here we go. Let me switch this up. And let me see if I can go in presentation mode. Alrighty. All right, I'm gonna leave that on the screen for just a minute. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna bring my channel up on my phone here and see how that looks. Give me a second, y'all. See if I can do this without an echo. Okay, it looks like so far I'm on my phone, and it looks like it is still in slide edit mode rather than presentation. So, all right, so I don't think it's going to let me do it. All right, let me stop sharing. All right, so I don't think this is going to let me do it outside of a slide sharing mode. So hang on one second. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. So, all right, so this is what I'm going to do. It's just going to be in edit mode, and we'll just work with it. So let's go ahead and jump right in, family. I'm going to bring up my slide deck now, and we'll just work with it the way I got it, okay? All right, let's do it. And I'll be going in and out. I won't sit there. Just to kind of work with it, I'll be going in and out, and I won't leave it on that particular slide on the screen. The slide is just for some bullet points, some talking points, and I'll just come back to the view that you're looking at right now. All right, thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for being here. I promise you that by the end of this video, you are going to feel empowered to go forth and conquer, all right? Do everything that you got to do during this retrograde. Retrogrades are a chance to get things right that we perhaps either put off or, just said, you know what, I ain't worried about that. I'll do that some other time or whatever. With regards to Mars being in the sign of Cancer, this particular thing has to deal with family, home, and matters of the heart. Okay. What's up, Lady Dagger Status? Thank you for joining. All right, let's see what we got here. You know what? Hang on one second. I'm going to change it. All right, let's try this again. Since it won't let me go full screen anyway, I might as well keep the thumbnail on it so I can see myself as you guys see me. Okay, here we go. All right, Mars in Cancer, 2025 transit. Okay, we're going to talk about tonight how to maximize the energy based on your Mars sign and house. All right. So what I'm going to do, family, we're going to talk. We already talked about that. Retrogrades are, from a spiritual and energetic perspective, opportunities to reflect, review, revisit, and redo. All right. Now, y'all give me a hands up in the chat hands up or thumbs up in the chat if you got your something to take notes with, because you're going to want to take notes tonight, especially for your sign. And what I'll do is I'll call out the time marker. Yo, shout out to who was that posted the minutes for me in the comments. I really appreciated that because that saved me a lot of time. I didn't have to go back through it and do it. Of course, it's always a convenience to you guys. So you can, if you're watching this, anybody watching this on demand, you can go right through and just kind of click to your sign, and you don't have to watch the other signs unless you're watching for somebody that you know and you kind of want to know how that's going for them or whatever, or you maybe want to give them some tips. So thank you. Shout out to those of you who did it. If not, I'll just call them out for myself, so I'll hear it when it is time for me to go back and rewatch this video, and then I can just kind of put the time stamps in there as we go. But if anybody wants to do that, feel free. You volunteer. I'm not asking you to, but if you feel like doing something, helping out, feel free to do so. Okay. So just wanted to say that. That was Rare Jewel. Thank you, Rare Jewel. Thank you so much. All right. So she said, Lady Dagger Status said, also, it is retrograde. Always get so tired and have headaches. Interesting. Yeah, all of the planets go retrograde at some point. We just happen to be in the middle of a Mars retrograde, and we know that Mars is the planet of action. So let me bring the slides back up, and we're going to get this train moving, y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Okay, so again, retrogrades from a spiritual and energetic perspective are times and opportunities to reflect, to review, to revisit, and redo something that we perhaps didn't get right, okay? So that we can get it right this time. Same thing happens with Mercury retrogrades. People talk about Mercury retrogrades being tough and, get scared in Mercury retrograde. Watch what you say. Well, all of those things are true, y'all, but your reality is always going to be based on your perspective. If you want something to be positive, it's going to be positive. You ultimately are going to attract to you the types of energies, the types of things, the types of circumstances that are going to make that thing positive for you. If you want to fear it and be, afraid of it and turn it into something negative, you're going to attract circumstances, people, whatever, to make it negative. Everything here is about you. When you got breath in your body, your reality is you. It's on you. Your reality ain't on anybody else. When you check out of this mofo and you got to do your life review, they're not grading you on what somebody else did to you or what somebody else said to you. They're grading you on how you reacted to it or how you responded to it. It's better to respond than to react, okay? Response over reaction. Think about that, okay? So retrogrades for the last time are opportunities to reflect on something that, what happened? Where was I the last time Mars was in this sign? What went on? That's the review. Revisit. This is something I think I could have done better. You're revisiting it, and then you're saying, hey, you know what? This is the Most High giving me an opportunity to do something over. It's a do-over. Look at retrogrades as not bad things. Look at them as do-overs. Mercury retrograde. When Mercury's in retrograde, I'm like, okay, what conversation can I have to do some course correction in my life? What can I do? All right. Same thing with Mars. Mars is about action. Mercury's about communication. We're not talking about Mercury retrogrades. We're talking about Mars. Okay. So Mars retrograde in Cancer. What are some Cancerian energy basics? Cancer is a water sign. We know that. Water signs are all about emotions. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which governs our heart chakra, and as such, our emotions, our energy emotion. And generally speaking, matters of the heart. Okay, matters of the heart. That's all Cancerian stuff. And then Cancer, of course, rules over the 4th house of home and family matters. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Let me go to my notes now. I'm going to read from my notes tonight. That actually might make this go by a little bit faster. So as we're in this little introduction area here, the R in retrograde, I'll say it again, stands for review, reflect, revisit, and redo. Cancer is the sign that rules over home and family. And because its ruling planet is the moon, Cancer also deals with matters of the heart, aka our emotions. Apologize if I sound like a broken record, but I wanted to just read from my notes versus reading from the slides, okay? This is why Cancer suns, moon, and rising people are often known as sensitive, empathic, nurturing, and healing. And when I say sensitive, y'all, I don't mean sensitive in the negative sense, okay? A lot of people, you hear a lot of negative things on people that are Cancers. Ooh, watch out for Cancers. They clap back. The clap back is epic with Cancers. I know that to be true. A lot of people that have dealt with Cancers know that to be true. If you're a Cancer moon and you haven't learned to mature and, manage that energy, I'm not saying that you should never clap back. You got to manage it, okay? It's almost like the snake. You got an adult snake, a baby snake. They say if you're dealing with a baby snake is way more deadly because it doesn't know how to control the amount of venom it spits when it bites. So it usually dumps the tank. It empties the whole tank. An adult snake, I'm going to hit you with a little bit. So it's kind of the same thing when you're dealing with these sensitive water signs, and all of them are sensitive, and all of them have their different ways that they deal with their sensitivities or deal with negativity as it corresponds to their sensitivity. They all have different ways they do it. Cancer's going to do it different. Scorpio's going to do it different. Pisces is going to do it different. Okay. But again, when you learn to mature, you learn, hey, you know what? I can walk away from this situation. I don't have to, or I can maybe ask a question or two to make sure that I have clarity. Because a lot of times the quick strike sensitivity comes from a message that we told ourselves about what was said or done, a message that we told ourselves about what was said or done. So we therefore did not do our due diligence to find out, what did this person really mean? Sometimes we tend to strike people like shoot first, ask questions later. And you find out you probably injured somebody with your energy that didn't deserve it. And it was because of your lack of understanding. We gain understanding when we ask questions. So ask questions. All right. That's not even in my notes. That's a pro tip. That's for somebody. I don't know who it's for. I've had to learn to do it myself. It's a little bit easier for me because I'm a 3rd house sun. My sun's in the 3rd house. My Jupiter's in the 3rd. My North Node's in the 3rd house. So asking questions to get to the bottom of things comes a little bit natural for me. If it doesn't come natural for you, work on it, okay? Because it'll keep you out of a situation where somebody's unjustly labeling you because of your actions, because you didn't ask the question, all right? There, grown-up talk here tonight, family. Grown-up talk. So remember, I said that, when you're saying sensitive about Cancer, they're not sensitive in the negative sense. Don't think of it in the negative sense. Cancerians are sensitive to the energies of people, places, and things, and they can pick up on the most subtle of energy shifts, especially when it comes to their families and loved ones. But when you understand the nature of the Cancer/Capricorn axis, I'm going to throw Cap in here for just a minute because it's on the same axis with Cancer. When you understand the nature of the Cancer and Capricorn axis, you understand that they are the parents of the zodiac. That's what they're considered. They're considered the parents of the zodiac. All right. Though technically a feminine energy because it's an earth element, Capricorn is considered to be the father of the zodiac. And Cancer, on the other hand, or the opposite side of the axis, is considered to be the mother energy of the zodiac. Capricorn provides, Cancer nurtures. Capricorns fix, Cancers heal. Okay. So I say all of that to say both signs are sensitive to energy because their role is to either repair, Capricorn, or heal, Cancer. Both energies literally feel to fix. That's why both of those signs are very sensitive. Capricorns are sensitive. They just don't outwardly show it. You kind of got to know a Capricorn and deal with them to know when they're in their feels or when they're in that sensitive mood, because they do their best to hide it. They do their best not to show it. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, and especially Capricorn moons. Capricorn, because the moon is the ruler of the emotions. So when you're dealing with a Capricorn moon, they're going to do their best to not let you see their emotions, okay? Especially if they're if they're in some low vibrational energy, they're sad, upset, whatever. They're going to do their best to not see it. And y'all know that y'all that have Capricorn energy, you know you got to push a Capricorn hard and consistently to tick them off to the point where they react, because they usually are very patient. It's ruled by Saturn, so it's the lord of time and karma too, believe it or not. But you got to go a long time. Now, Cancer, on the other hand, they'll clap back quick. Capricorn, if it ain't explosive, they'll put up with a lot of stuff before they let it go. Okay, so both of them are sensitive to energy because their role is to either repair, which is Capricorns. They're the fixers of the zodiac, or heal, Cancer. They're the fixers of the zodiac. Again, both of them feel, but one of them is outward with their emotion, Cancer. The other one is inward with their emotion, Capricorn. Your daddy is going to be a little bit less emotional than your mama, right? I just said Capricorns are the daddies of the zodiac. Cancers are the mamas of the zodiac, okay? But what do they have in common? Both energies literally feel in order to fix. They feel to fix. They take on energy because they are built to transmute it. Capricorns take on heavy energy. They're built to carry a heavy load up some unstable rocky mountains or whatever. Capricorns can carry the load. They go up the mountain, okay? They can traverse territory that is not, when you're talking about the mountain goat, they can traverse territory that other animals cannot traverse because it's too dangerous for them. But the Capricorn is built for it. So they both take on energy because they're built to transmute it, okay? And taking on that energy, though, they heal the broken energy. So they take it away from you. You feel better. They feel crappy, all right? And so what do they do when they feel crappy after taking on your energy? They go and retreat within themselves so that they can heal themselves. They are awesome. Capricorns and Cancers are some awesome healers. All of the water signs are healers. Scorpio's a healer too in its own right, but we're dealing with that Capricorn Cancer axis right now, and we're talking about Mars and Cancer tonight. So they are healers. They heal like nobody else's business, but they do it by taking on energy, and then they go and transmute it. Hey, you know what? Obviously, the Most High sent me in your presence because you need healing. I'm here. I didn't even know I was coming here for that, but now I've absorbed your energy. Have a nice day. I'm going home to go sleep this off or do whatever I got to do, lift some weights or whatever. That's how Capricorns and Cancers heal. They absorb. They absorb. And Cancer is way more than Capricorn. Cancer is way more than Capricorn because they're a water sign. Capricorn does it too, because believe it or not, even though they're an earth sign, their avatar is the sea goat. So the front half of the Capricorn is the mountain goat. The back half is the tail of a fish. So Capricorns technically they're hybrid earth and water signs. That's why they're very spiritual, and that's why they actually can pick up on people's emotions too. So anyway, that's how they do it. That's how they do it. And that's also why Cancers and Capricorns tend to be introverted. They tend to be introverted because, one, going around people can expose them to energies that they may not want to be exposed to. That's why they tend to be introverted. And then two, they have to go away in order to heal. They have to go and be by themselves in order to heal and transmute that energy that they absorbed. So now let's move on to Mars before we get to the houses. Mars, among other things, is the planet of action. So during this Mars retrograde in the sign of Cancer, what should we be reflecting on, Matt? You said it's 4 R's there. What should we be reflecting on, reviewing, revisiting, and redoing? We should be reflecting, reviewing, and revisiting things in our personal lives that were perhaps left undone since Mars was last in the sign of Cancer. What things, Matt? What are you talking about? Things that need to be healed within our families, within our homes, and within ourselves. When I'm talking about within ourselves, I'm talking about matters of the heart or things that have perhaps affected us on an emotional level that we abandoned or tried to bury, as if burying a problem fixes it, right? We already know you don't fix a problem by burying it. If you went fishing and you were cleaning fish and you basically were filleting it, you got the little bone part, you scaled all of that stuff, whatever, you got your fish guts, the head, whatever. You don't clean up by taking it and throwing it in a garbage bag and then hiding the garbage bag in the closet. How long before that starts stinking, right? But when you're an introverted water sign, what we tend to do sometimes is try to bury, and it's not just the water signs, all of the signs do it in some degree, But because Cancer is a water sign and Mars, the planet of action, is in the sign of feelings and emotional sign of Cancer, what tends to happen sometimes with retrogrades is things that we don't want to deal with anymore, that have to deal with home, family, matters of the heart. We think that we can just kind of avoid them and bury them and that they'll go away. But the Most High, aka the universe that sees all, knows that the problem is still there. Because you're looking away from it doesn't mean it's gone. The Most High sees all, knows all. So these retrogrades serve as opportunities to go back and say, hey, you know what? Something stinks, and I know what it is. Let me go get that out of the closet. Let me bleach the whole place down. Let me put my air cleaner up, turn it on, full blast or whatever, clean the air, and just get everything done and tidy. And then we now have healed this problem. So Mars is all about taking action and to optimize or get the most out of that action so as not to waste it. We don't like wasting effort. Our actions need to be, 1, intentional, and 2, which is to me more important, the way we take our actions need to be in alignment with the energy of our natal Mars sign and house. Your natal Mars sign and house. I'm a Libra rising. That means I've got Scorpio in the second house. All right. So if my Mars is in Scorpio, then that means my Mars is in the second house. All right. Doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you're near one of the cusps, and you might be at a high degree or a low degree, and you might not, it might not be in the same house. It might jump over to another house. It might be in the third house or the first house or whatever, depending on what the degree is of the placement of the planet. But typically speaking, whatever that sign is, and if the Mars, whatever house you got a certain sign in, if Mars is in that same sign, that's the house for that Mars planet. So that's kind of how that works. So again, Mars is all about taking action. We know that. And to optimize or get the most out of it, our actions need to be intentional. Why? Mars wants you to take action. Mars wants you to be intentional about it. Mars is all about taking intentional, informed action. All right. It's the general. It's a warrior. All right. The warrior's job is to go to war. Why does the warrior go to war? Because something needs to be dealt with. It couldn't be dealt with peacefully. So it has to be dealt with by going to war. That's kind of how that works. Mars is the warrior. So the actions need to be intentional. But even more than that, for us to not waste the energy, we need to make that action, make sure it's set in alignment with the energy of our natal Mars sign. Let the action match the sign. I can't be something that somebody else is. It's not going to work out. Okay? So the following will be a brief list of actions that you can take based on your Mars sign and house. Mars sign and house. I didn't want that to sound like in-house. First, I'll go through the signs. Y'all know how I do it. I'm going to go through the signs first, and then I'm going to run through the houses quickly. Okay? So now, remembering that this Mars retrograde is a time to take corrective action regarding our homes, our families, and matters of the heart. In the Mars through the sign list, I will describe how best to take action or to take that action based on your Mars sign. In other words, if you're a Mars in Aries, don't expect to get results by moving like a Mars in Libra or a Mars in Pisces. You're built different, so you're not going to get those results. If you're a Mars in Aries, you got to do Aries type stuff. All right? Y'all ready? Let me see if I got any comments I need to answer before we get started. Okay, what we got here? D Robinson, what's up, D? Thank you for joining. I think I said that already. Green Tambourine, what's up? Thank you for being here. Exactly, to be able to ask questions. Okay, all right. So that was about earlier in the presentation or the introduction. All right, so let me get this back up on the screen. And again, y'all, I apologize. It's just the way that StreamYard, I guess, works with Apple Keynote. It doesn't. Maybe I'll try PowerPoint the next time to see if it works a little bit differently, or maybe it's the plan that I have on StreamYard that isn't giving me all the features, whatever. I don't know, but y'all can see it. So let's go. Thank y'all for being here again tonight. And if you haven't done so, please tap that. Hang on a second here. Where's my tap that like button for me, family. Tap that like button for me. All right, let me see what we got here. Keynotes. Let's close this. All right, let's go back to that. And Here we go. All right. I'm wondering if can y'all see that okay, or do I need to, let me see. Let's try that. It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that for now. All right. So I already did this slide. Cancer is a water sign. We know that. Water signs are all about emotion. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which governs our heart chakra, and as such, our emotions, and generally speaking, general matters of the heart. And then Cancer, of course, rules over the fourth house of home and family matters. And let me say this to y'all. This is just about the signs and the houses. I will say that when a planet is in a particular sign, whatever that sign, whatever house that sign generally rules over, it can be affected by that planetary energy too. But I'm not talking about any types of I didn't want to go that deep with it. I didn't want to say that, okay, I didn't want to talk about how having a non-complementary sign between in your fourth house could make it a little bit more challenging. I didn't want to get that deep with it, and I'm not going to, okay? I want to keep this thing high level and just talk to you about how your actions should align with the sign and the house that you have your Mars sitting in. If you do not know, if you have not looked at your natal chart, you can use a free online natal chart calculator. I recommend either Cafe Astrology or AstroSeek. Those are the two that I use. And I'm not going to talk about degrees or anything like that tonight. We're dealing strictly with the signs and the houses. Okay. So Cafe Astrology, free natal chart calculator, or you can use AstroSeek. Let me put a link in the chat box here for anybody that hasn't done it. Just so they'll have it. Give me 1 second, family. All right. So this is one. This is another. Hang on. Cafe Astrology natal chart. Okay. Even though this one is basic, it's one of my favorites. I see some seasoned astrologers. They don't like Cafe Astrology. They say it's too basic. I'm a seasoned astrologer, and I love Cafe Astrology. So to each his own. That's one. And then here's the AstroSeek. All right. Those are two different types that you can use. Looks like we got another one in there. Lunatic Astrology. Hey, so funny. YouTube popped this up for me. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Lunatic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, let's get into this, y'all. Let me bring up the slides and we'll move on. Again, thank you all for being here. Dorian said I use Cafe Astrology. Perfect. Thank you, Lunatic Astrology. She said AstroSeek and Cafe are great. They especially Cafe Astrology is great for beginners, but even when you're an advanced karate fighter, you don't throw away the basic fundamentals that you learned. Okay, same with basketball. Steph Curry, he still uses the basics that he learned as a little boy. Dribble up to the basket. Okay, make sure you toss the ball off the square on the backboard to hit a layup. He still does it. All right, NBA all-time 3-point shooting champion, whatever. So you still don't ever throw away the basics, you guys. Always come back to them. All right, now we talked about Cancerian energy basics. Let's talk about Mars basics. Mars, and these are basics. Mars is the planet of action. You see, I've got that in all caps. When it transits through the sign of Cancer, we should be intentional about taking action, especially regarding home, family matters, and matters of the heart, aka our emotions. Now, Mars, I said this earlier, I'll say it again. Mars does not like being in the sign of Cancer. It is considered to be a debilitated position. I explained to you guys why. But I got it here for those that missed the early part of the presentation. It's because Mars wants to conquer, and Cancer energy is about taking care of home. You can't conquer anything. You can't defeat an enemy. You can't go to war sitting in the house. So that's why Cancer or the Mars is considered to be debilitated when it's in the sign of Cancer. But debilitated doesn't mean bad. It's an opportunity to overcome. All right. Mars, you can't get your way all the time, baby. You can't always get your way. Now, let me move on. Let me check my notes. Let me make sure I'm on point here. Let's see. So let me keep this moving, y'all. Let me close this. I got a window open that I need to close because it's in the way. Stand by. All right. There we go. All right. So Next slide. We are at, we are at 3845, okay? 3845 for Mars and Aries. 3845 for Mars and Aries. If your Mars is in Aries, you guys, you see it on the screen. Your instruction during this retrograde is to be bold. It's to be bold, plain and simple. Be bold. When it comes to course correcting matters of the heart, home, and family, just be bold. If you're on Mars and Aries, just be bold. That's all you got to do. Be bold and be fearless. What would a ram do? Think about that for a minute. Let me take this off the screen, and I'm going to be going back and forth, y'all. I'm going to be going back and forth. What would a ram do? If ever you want to know how should I be reacting with regards, or how should I act with my Mars being in the sign of Aries during a Mars retrograde in Cancer, you know that retrogrades are times for course correction. We review, we revisit, okay? We reflect, we redo. What do you want to do? What do you want to redo? Be bold about it. Aries, the ram, is about being bold. That's it. It's that simple. Okay, whatever it is that you need to course correct with regards to your home and family, if it's matters of the heart, you and somebody else, something you got going on that went unsaid, something you needed to correct, something that's got you feeling some type of way about a person. I know people think about that as relationships, but if it's got you in a certain emotion, then it's a matter of the heart. So all you have to do is be bold. Now, I didn't say be aggressive. Aggressive, that's a little bit low vibrational unless you're in a fight. Now, when you're in a fight, you need to be aggressive. You need to be smart, but you need to be aggressive. But we ain't fighting. We're course correcting, right? So when it comes to matters of the heart, when it comes to the family, correcting things that have to do that you put off, that you said, you know what, I'm going to leave that alone. Mars is entering Leo. I don't need to worry about whatever this Cancerian stuff is. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer anyway. That's gone. The universe said, no. We're going to roll the clock back. We're going to roll the clock back. We're going to put Mars right back in Cancer because you need to do that. If you want your life to move forward, you need to do that. So be bold. What does that look like, Matt? What comes to mind for Matt, and everybody's got their own opinions on different things. I tell you guys all the time, don't just listen to me. Listen to a number of different astrologers and go with the advice that resonates best with you and your energy, okay? But what being bold looks like to Matt, if you have your Mars in Aries, is simply knocking down any obstacle that stands in the way of you taking care of your family. Knock down any obstacle that stands in the way of you doing something that's going to improve your emotions, because Cancer is a sign that rules over the emotions. Knock down anything that's going to stand in the way or tries to stand in the way of you improving your emotional state, your matters of the heart, something that's got to do with home and family matters. If you got an obstacle, that ram ain't gonna go around it. That's Capricorn. Capricorn's gonna find a way around an obstacle. That's the nature of the mountain goat. But that ram, y'all see him in nature. Y'all, I got the cornrows going back, so I'm in ram position tonight. That ram puts his head down, bam! Knock it down, baby. Knock it down. Be bold. Be bold. Be intentional, okay? That's all you got to do if your Mars is in Aries. During this Mars retrograde in Cancer, just be bold, okay? That's all I got for you. That's all I got. I know if y'all want more, I don't have it. Now, I do have a section of each one of these signs called elemental consideration, because you need to consider the elements. Why? Because some elements are complementary to the sign that the planet is sitting in, and others, not so much. So, what is the elemental consideration for you if you have Mars in Aries? I want you to keep in mind, Aries is fire and Cancer is water, okay? Those two are not harmonious elements. So be mindful of your approach. I just said that. Be bold. I said don't be aggressive, be bold. So remember, Aries is fire, Cancer, which is the sign that Mars is sitting in, is water. So you've got a square. This is called that aspect is called a square in astrology. It is 90 degrees, something that is 3 signs away, or 90 degrees. Those are not, that's a non-harmonious aspect. So fire, Aries, and water, Cancer. Fire and water don't mix. Too much water puts out a fire. Too much fire evaporates water. So when you're dealing Aries, Mars and Aries, not Aries sons, I'm talking to people who have Mars and Aries. Mars and Aries, when you're dealing with course correcting matters of the heart or matters that have to deal with family and home, be mindful of your approach. Be mindful of your approach, as you do not want to make matters worse. You don't want to make it matters worse. Aries is ruled by Mars. So the potential is there for you to make a problem worse if you take the wrong approach. Overcome the challenge of the non-harmonious natures of Aries, which is about self, and Cancer, which is about family. Family and self don't always go together. Think about it. If you're trying to do for your family, sometimes when you're doing for your family, you got to put yourself second. That's kind of how that works, okay? And Cancerians do that. They do that all the time. They exalt their families and take themselves out of the picture to take care of the family, and then they join again. That's Cancerian energy. Let me make sure everybody else is taken care of before I take care of me. All right? If you're a Capricorn North Node, that means you're a Cancer South Node. That's something you're trying to overcome. Okay? All right? So anyway, overcome the challenge of the non-harmonious nature of Aries and Cancer, and you will be seen as the real hero. That's the elemental consideration. Okay, so Aries, you want to be the hero, you want to be celebrated, overcome that challenge. Aries and Cancer, typically speaking, are non-harmonious, so you have to be very mindful of your approach in course correcting during this Mars and Cancer retrograde. All right, that's all I got for Mars and Aries. Next, 45, we'll say 4510, we've got Mars in Taurus. All right. Mars and Taurus, what is your instruction for how to act in course correcting matters of the heart and family and home? Be unwavering. Be unwavering. Be the bull. Be unwavering. Okay? Hang on, y'all. I thought I closed this window and I didn't. Okay. Unwavering. Taurus, Mars and Taurus, be unwavering. Embody that royal Venusian energy, which combines both beauty and strength. Embody that royal Venusian energy, which combines both beauty and strength. Why am I telling you that? People far too often mistake Venusians. If you have Cancerian, I'm sorry, if you have Taurian placements or Libra placements, then the planetary ruler for those two signs is Venus. And far too often, people mistake Venusians as pushovers because of their soft looks, their soft voice, their elegance, their grace, all of that. Okay, Venusians often get mistaken as pushovers, but there's a reason. Check this out. There's a reason why there's this thing, this item that is used for summer month pest control. There's a reason why this item is called a Venus flytrap. All right. Y'all ever thought about that? Have y'all ever thought about why a Venus flytrap is called a Venus flytrap? Think about that for a minute. I'm talking to Mars and Taurus right now. Think about that. That Venus flytrap is Venusian, is beautiful. It's supposed to allure. It attracts. It brings that fly in. That fly says, ooh, that's pretty. That's something I can get in there and put my nasty little antlers or whatever, flies, wings, feet, whatever. They've been standing all out on doo-doo all out in the field, been in cow crap, whatever, pig crap. They've been all over the place. They see that Venus flytrap. They say, ooh, I'm going to go and spread my filth over to this beautiful flower. And then next thing you know is lunch. Venus flytrap. The message is simple. Don't let the grace, beauty, charm, and elegance fool you. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's an aside, because a lot of times Venusian energies get mistaken. What's that song? Mistake my kindness for weakness. Still coming out strong. I'm not gonna sing tonight. But the instruction for you, if you're a Mars and Taurus during this Cancer, this Mars retrograde in the sign of Cancer, is to be unwavering, be so unmovable, in fact, and as fierce as a sharp horned bull. Be as unmovable and as fierce as a sharp-horned bull, but take action with elegance and grace. That's your instruction. Okay? Be as unmovable and as fierce as a sharp-horned bull, because that's what Taurus is. Taurus is the bull, but it's sitting in a house that's ruled by the planet Venus. So take your action with elegance and grace. Remember, you're not a ram, you're the bull. The ram is impulsive and will charge out of nowhere for reasons that are only known to it. The bull, on the other hand, is more territorial, and it won't bother anybody who doesn't bother it. All right? Am I right or wrong? Bella, throw a hand up in there, Bella. If I'm right, Bella, throw a hand up in there. That's Taurus energy. That bull is territorial. And so it's not going to bother anybody who doesn't bother it. The ram, that ram might come out. You might think that ram is cool, and next thing you know, you're on your back. The bull, the bull ain't bothering nobody that's not bothering the bull. That's why there's a term called slap the bull. Don't slap the bull, whatever. You ever see anybody get thrown off of a bull that wasn't trying to ride it? Don't get on the bull. You won't get thrown off of it. All right? So that's your instruction during this Mars and Cancer retrograde if you are a Mars in Taurus. Be unmovable and as fierce as the sharp-horned bull, but take your course corrective actions with elegance and grace. That's it. All right? Now, take them with elegance and grace. Keep in mind, well, I'll touch on this when I go through the houses. So we'll leave the house part out of it. I got a separate little part of the presentation for the houses. So I'm just dealing just with the energy. If you're a Mars and Taurus, do what Tauruses do, okay? Stay beautiful, stay elegant, keep it crispy, stay crispy. But just be intentional. Be intentional. Remember, Taurus stands 10 toes down. Taurus energy is about standing 10 toes down. You cannot change the mind of a Taurus. So if you put something off the last time Mars was in Cancer, and then it moved into Leo and you thought it was over with, and now the universe said, no, go back and fix it. Do what Mars and Taurus would do. Embody that Taurus energy as you take action. The way to take action is to take action like the bull. It is unmovable. It is unmovable. The bull is going to, now the challenge for you is that Tauruses can sometimes be about self-care first, but let's move on to the elemental consideration. Taurus is an earth sign and Cancer is water. So with the elements being harmonious, the only thing that would stand in the way of you repairing the breach during this retrograde, my Tauruses, is your willingness to do the work. Y'all know the knock on Tauruses, the shadow side that people say about Tauruses, which is not always true. I think it's looked at the wrong way, but people tend to say, Tauruses are lazy. No, they're not lazy. They're just not going to do anything that they don't want to do. That's it. So that's why I just said the only thing that would stand in your way of repairing what's broken during this retrograde, Tauruses, is your willingness to do the work. So put down the snacks, come out of your comfy room and your comfy pajamas and do the work. I promise you those comforts will be so much more relaxing when you address the concerns that need addressing. All right? That's it for my Mars and Taurus. If you're Mars and Taurus, let's bring the slide back up. Be unwavering. That's it. Figure out what it is that you need to do. Earth signs are grounded. They're very grounded. They're all about stabilizing energy. Earth signs tend to hold it down for their entire family. It doesn't matter if it's a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. They tend to hold down the energy for everybody in their circle, whether it be family, friends, whatever. That's what they do. But just do what Taurus does. Stand 10 toes down. Identify what needs to be fixed. You already know. You already know what the problem is with regards to matters of your heart or matters that of the family and home. Just be resolute. Be stubborn. Be stubborn in a good way. Tauruses are known for all of the fixed signs are known for being stubborn. Stand 10 toes down. Don't move off of it. Pardon me. If you don't do that, remember what I said before. You have to align the action with the action that is in your natal sign. So you can't do it the way another sign would do it. Taurus is about standing 10 toes down, being resolute. Figure out what it is that needs to be done and just do the work. That's going to be the hardest part. Want to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, then you've missed an opportunity. Y'all, I'm going to tell you something. If you want to maximize your life, you have to understand how the cosmos work. And then how the cosmos works, because cosmos is singular. You have to understand how the cosmos works and then align yourself with the energies of the transits. That's it. It's really, I know that sounds simple, but identification is half of it. And the half of identification that's going to help you is knowing thyself. This is why I'm always on this channel talking about knowing your natal chart. Know your natal chart. Study it. I got my natal chart out weekly, looking at it. I feel like I'm learning something new about myself all the time. Okay? Astrology is infinite. It really is. It's not finite. It's infinite. I promise you, nobody who's ever come to this earth and left this earth, I don't care if they live to be 100 years old, I don't think they ever learned everything there was to know about themselves. This is infinite. But if you master the basics and some of the advanced stuff, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Learn the energies. Taurus, be 10 toes down, be unwavering, and do what you know that you need to do to repair the breach, whether it's an issue with home and family or matters of your heart. Okay? Next. What did I say here? Let me get the time marker. 54:25 for Mars in Gemini. Mars in Gemini. Mars in Gemini is real simple. Be expressive. Be expressive. All right? If you're Mars in Gemini, be expressive. Let's see what that looks like, Matt. What does that look like? Use your voice. All right? Use your voice. It's that simple. In this retrograde, once you've reviewed, you reflected, okay? Once you've done your review, your reflection, all of that good stuff, and you're ready to redo, your tool is your voice. Use your voice. Study first to learn the nature of what is broken with regards to home and family dynamics or whatever. So it could be the house. It's not always relationship. It's Cancer rules over the house too, like the physical home as well. It does. It's primarily the fourth house, but the fourth house is ruled by Cancer. So, but I'm talking most of the stuff that we're dealing with during these energetic retrogrades have to deal with relationships. Astrology is a study of relationships. That's all it is. It is a study of of how different energies relate to each other. That's all astrology is. That's all it is. Okay. So study first to learn the nature of what is broken in your home. Why? Because Mars, as the ruler of the third house, Mars in Gemini as the ruler of the third house, also rules over how we learn. Okay. So studying, school, that kind of stuff are Gemini functions. Communication, that's a Gemini function. Writing, that's a Gemini function. Reading is a Gemini function. Okay. So study first to learn the nature of what is broken in your situation and why perhaps you put off dealing with it in the first place. Then speak on what you learned and be able to explain yourself. Remember, Gemini is the expressive student. Because Gemini also rules over written communication and technology, you may want to use technology or writing to assist you in taking corrective action. Okay? Now, for the elemental consideration, while air and water are not complementary or even supplementary elements, Cancer and Gemini are literally next door neighbors on the zodiac wheel. So as next door neighbors, they have the ability, though they don't always see eye to eye. Think about your next door neighbor. They have an ability to not always see eye to eye, but still see each other. All right. It's like your next door neighbor. You may not see eye to eye on, you got a next door neighbor. He might like to cut his grass low. You might like your grass thicker and higher. Okay. So when you're driving down the street, you won't see a step. It's like, man, I got my grass here. He got his grass here. You don't want to meet his to make everything look uniform. He don't want to grow his and cut his higher to make everything look uniform. So you guys don't see eye to eye on little stuff, but you still see each other. And aside from that, you might like that person. So just when you're thinking about this particular transit as a Mars in Gemini with the planet Mars, as a natal Mars in Gemini, with the planet Mars transiting through or retrograde in the sign of Cancer, they're not complementary. Water and air are not complementary. Okay. Air and water, when they mix, you got bubbles. Bubbles go to the top and pop. Okay. So they're not complementary, but they're next door neighbors. So anytime you have that type of aspect in astrology, you're like, hey, neighbor. Just think of it as, hi, neighbor. And I ain't talking about like a good neighbor. State Farm ain't there because State Farm ain't there right now. I don't care if you're mad, State Farm. Canceling people's policies. Anyway, let me keep this about the astrology. Y'all know matter go off. He'll go off on the side road. That's the Mercury and Sagittarius in me. Okay. So anyway, the elemental consideration, water and air are not complementary, but because Gemini and Cancer are so close to each other, I know quite a few couples that one partner is Cancer and the other partner is Gemini, and they do fine. They got great relationships. So mismatched elements aren't always necessarily bad if they're next door neighbors. So That's your elemental consideration. Not a whole lot to worry about with this particular Mars transit if you are a natal Mars in Gemini. Okay, so your instruction again, be expressive. What do we have next? Okay, hang on. Let me share it. It is 58-55 Mars in Cancer. 58-55 Mars in Cancer. Okay, now Mars in Cancer. You're right. You're literally matching. You're literally matching the transit. If you are a natal Mars in Cancer, you're literally matching the transit. All you have to do, your instruction, how do you want to apply the energy in taking corrective action during this Mars in Cancer retrograde? If you're a natal Mars in Cancer, be nurturing. That's it. Just be nurturing. Just be nurturing. We know that Mars in Cancer is considered a debilitated placement. I talked about that earlier because Mars wants to set it off and Cancer wants to nurture and cuddle. But rather than using that claw-snapping protective nature of Cancer to address a home or family matter or matters of the heart, because y'all know Cancers, the claws can come out if they're pushed. The buttons get pushed, the claws come out, okay? But rather than using the claw-snapping protective nature of Cancer to address a home or family matter or matters of the heart, use the nurturing powers of the maternal Cancerian energy to course correct matters of home and family. You can use that nurturing power. You literally can take that debilitated position and turn it into a position of power. You can. So Mars is currently in your natal placement. So by now you've had enough experiences to know how to move during this transit. Soothe the savage beast. I hear it all the time. Mars does not like to be in the sign of Cancer. It's a debilitated position. But guess what? Guess what? Cancer is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs set things off. So if you consider the healing power of Cancer, you can literally make a debilitated position into a position of power. How do you do it during this transit, during this retrograde? Soothe the savage beast. Soothe the savage beast. Take that warrior and soothe them. Y'all see the movies. Y'all see the movies all the time. When one land is invaded or something in one of these medieval movies or whatever, they can have the most bloodthirsty general. He comes into the pub or whatever, and you got this beautiful woman. She cooks him a meal that softens him right up. Softens him right up. Y'all saw my Book of Judith reading where I read the Book of Judith. I broke it down into two different parts. Judith took that killer and disarmed him. And she did it with a little bit of Venusian energy and a little bit of Cancerian energy. That's how she did it. Y'all go check out my Book of Judith videos if you haven't seen them. Fascinating story from the Bible, okay? The Book of Judith. Where's the Book of Judith, Matt? I never heard of that. It's not in the 66 books. It's in the Apocrypha. So, during this transit, if you're a natal Mars in Cancer, simply soothe the savage beast. That's how you do it. Be nurturing. Be nurturing. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer. Guess what? You can flip that and make it powerful by soothing the savage beast. How you gonna do it, Matt? What does that look like? Maybe prepare a home-cooked meal that is a feast for the eyes, a feast for the nose, and a feast for the mouth and for the belly. Okay, all right. Cancers are masters of that. They know how to cook a good meal. They know how to make you feel good by the aroma and the taste. Okay, and the look, the presentation. That's a little bit of Taurian energy too. Taurus likes that too. But we out of y'all. We talking about Cancer now. Okay. Prepare that home cooked meal that is a feast for the eyes, nose, and mouth. Have some soft, soothing piano music playing in the background while you have the whole house smelling like either a bakery, an Italian eatery, or a Sunday afternoon brunch or dinner at grandma's house. When it's time to eat, all you need to do is observe the reaction or reactions from the taste of the meal, depending on if you're dealing with one person, matters of the heart, or if you're dealing with the family. That's why I said reaction or reactions. But pay attention to the reactions from the taste of the meal, then gently and skillfully ease your way into a peaceful conversation that addresses the concerns that you have about home, family matters, and matters of the heart. Remember, too, that Cancer is a cardinal sign that shares the cardinal feminine axis with Capricorn. That Cancer Capricorn axis, that's a feminine axis. All right. That's earth and water. Earth and water are feminine elements. So remember that Cancer shares that feminine axis with Capricorn. So lean into your hidden Capricorn energy. Remember, there's two sides to every coin. If you're a Cancer coin, if you're a Cancer Capricorn coin, if Cancer is heads up, then the tail side is Capricorn. There's no such thing as a heads without a tails. So for every Cancer, there's a little bit of Capricorn. There's a hidden Capricorn in there. This is why when you see Cancers don't get enough credit for being about their money. Every Cancer I know, they hustle. Every one of them I know, they hustle. If you didn't know they were a Cancer, you would think they were Capricorn. They hustle, okay? So lean into that hidden, and on the flip side, with every Capricorn, there's a hidden Cancer. That's why Capricorns are sensitive. That's why they're sensitive, okay? So lean into your hidden Capricorn energy and come to the conversation with a plan and steps for how to correct what was put off during the last Mars in Cancer transit. See that? Subtle, kind word, okay? Okay? Kind words. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. During this Mars in Cancer transit, if you are a natal Mars in Cancer, use your nurturing energy to problem solve what needs to be course corrected. Use that nurturing energy, but lean into that Capricorn energy. What does that look like? That looks like showing up with a plan and steps. Capricorns love steps. They love checklists. I don't know a Capricorn that doesn't either make lists, use a planner or something. It may not be as intricate as a Virgo. Virgo's like them big, pretty planners with all of this stuff organized and color-coded and all of that. Capricorn's like, give me the back of an envelope and a pen. And they're going to write down their list, go out, knock their stuff out, and cross off each action item until they're done with that list. And then they're like, yes, I finished my list. So do the same thing when it comes to course correcting. All right? Plan it out like a Capricorn. Lean into your hidden Capricorn, step by step. And then once you've softened them with that Cancerian skill, then you ease into it. This is what needs to be fixed. This is what we need to do to move forward. This is what we need to do to progress. All right? Now, elemental considerations, there are none. Your natal Mars sign is matching the current Mars transit. So there are no elemental considerations. All right? So next, we're going to go. It is 106:10, and we are talking about Mars in Leo. Okay? Mars in Leo. 106:10. Somebody said, stop talking about me. I saw that. I'm going to come back to the comments. I can't wait. Okay? Mars in Cancer transit for your natal Mars sign. If you are a Mars in Leo, you got a little bit more I want you to do. Okay? We're talking about course correcting. Retrogrades are opportunities to course correct. Cancer deals with matters of home and family and matters of the heart. So during this transit, if you are a Mars in Leo, you need to be confident, be courageous, be creative, be passionate, and be intentional. Y'all see how I did that? I use that 5 energy. Leo rules over the 5th house. 5 is the number of activation and the number of change. 5 energy initiates change. Okay? All right? Nobody likes the 5. Nobody likes any of the 5 minor arcana card in tarot, right? Nobody wants to see a 5 of wands, a 5 of swords, a 5 of cups, a 5 of pentacles. Nobody wants to see that. But get why? Because those tend to be conflict cards. 5 is the number of conflict and struggle as well. But guess what? 5s initiate change. So when that 5 shows up, just know that the 6 is coming right around the corner. All of the 6 cards are cool. All of the 6 cards are cool. 5 of wands leads to the 6 of wands, which is victory. All right? 5 of swords leads to the 6 of swords, which is sailing away from the conflict. 5 of pentacles leads to the 6 of pentacles, which is, hey, you know what? I got money and coin to give out now. And the 5 of cups leads to the 6 of cups, which is reflection on better times, which moves you on into eventually hitting that 10 of cups, right? Little tarot lesson there for y'all. Little tarot lesson. So now I use that 5 energy. Why? Because 5 is the number of activation. You need to do these 5 things if you're a Leo during this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit. Be confident. Why are we doing this, Matt? For those of y'all that are just tuning in, why are we doing this? Because retrogrades are opportunities for course correction. What can we revisit and redo to make our lives better? Everything should be about raising your vibration. We come to Earth for the soul to ascend. This is the gym. Some people call Earth the ghetto. I see why. right? Some people call Earth the ghetto. Some people call Earth, let me stop sharing here. Some people call Earth the ghetto. Some people say Earth is school, all right? But you can look at it in a more positive way and say Earth is the gym. It's where you build muscle. Earth is the track. It's where you run to get your time down so that you get faster, all right? So those 5 things, Leo, Mars and Leo. Be confident, be courageous, be creative, be passionate, and be intentional in taking corrective actions to deal with matters of home and family and matters of the heart. Now, I want you to remember that Leo is the natural ruler of the 5th house, and that 5 is a very powerful number in numerology. I just said it. Why? Because it activates change. If anybody can change a thing, fam, it's Leo. It's a brave Leo. I'm not talking about that cowardly lion on the Wizard of Oz. Put him, where are you? Put him up. Put him up. Running from everything. No, be that real. Be that Mufasa. Be that Simba when he got some size and some weight on him. Okay. All right. If anybody can change anything, it's a brave Leo. Think about what lions do, family. Think about what lions do in the wild. Think about how powerful they are. Think about how protective they are. They protect the pride. The male lion protects the pride. The female lions provide for the pride. They actually go out and kill the food and bring it back. It's the female lions that are the hunters. So think about that. If anybody can activate change, it's the lion. It is the Leo, Mars and Leo. Now, also, the sun is the natural ruler of the 5th house and the governor of the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra sits at the core of our masculine energy body, and it is from the solar plexus chakra that we generate courage, passion, and confidence. All right? So when it comes to course correcting during this Mars in Cancer retrograde, it's an opportunity, Mars and Leo, for you to use the energies of confidence, courage, creativity, passion, and being intentional to correct things that have to deal with home and family or matters of the heart. Now, the elemental consideration, if there is any number of combination, or if there's any combination of elements that is the most non-harmonious, it has to be fire and water. And even though they are next door neighbors on the zodiac wheel, remember that both signs are very sensitive. Both Cancers and Leos are extremely sensitive. Cancer's feelings are easily hurt, and Leo's ego is easily bruised. Am I talking to somebody? Cancer's feelings are easily hurt, and Leo's ego is easily bruised. Leos, please keep that in mind when dealing with your home and family matters or matters of the heart. Try to be kind with the delivery of any words or fixed actions. Be kind. Now, on a positive note, I'll say this about Leos. Leos have a unique love for their families, especially children. So this is a mitigating factor that should make things a little bit easier. But still, Leo, keep your innate passion in check during this Mars and Cancer retrograde, okay? During this Mars and Cancer retrograde, keep that innate passion in check because you are dealing with matters of family, home, and matters of the heart, okay? All right? So that's it for my Mars and Leo people. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about the sun sign. I'm talking specifically about your Mars sign. Mars is how we take action. So if you're Mars and Leo, keep those things in mind. Now, moving on, it is 1:12:35, and we're going to move on to Mars and Virgo. Mars and Virgo. Okay. If your natal Mars sign is Virgo, then during this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit, for you to take your corrective action with regards to matters of family, home, and matters of the heart, you need to do 3 very Virgoan things. Be analytical, be consistent, and pay attention to detail. Okay? Be analytical, be consistent, and pay attention to detail. And I'm paying attention to detail. I got it. Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. Analytical, consistent, and pay attention to detail. Wrong thing. Virgos are the analysts of the zodiac. As an earth sign, they are grounded and stable in their actions, and their mutable nature makes them adaptable to any environment. Well, as adaptable as they want to be. Let me say that. So during this Mars retrograde, use those analytical skills while reflecting and reviewing, and determine why it is that you decided to just drop it the last time Mars was in this transit. Remember, Mars in Cancer, talking about taking action with regards to matters of family and home and matters of the heart. So determine why it is, Virgo. Use those analytical skills and determine why it is that you decided to just drop it the last time Mars was in Cancer, okay? I'm not talking to Virgo suns because you might have a different Mars sign. I'm talking about Mars and Virgo. I'm going to keep saying that because sometimes people hear the word for their sun sign and they go off on a tangent. We're not talking to you if you're a Virgo with a different Mars sign. I'm talking Mars and Virgo. Use those analytical skills and determine why it is that you just decided to drop whatever the matter was bothering you the last time Mars was in Cancer. Mars in Cancer can make us feel bothered sometimes. I want to say that. That is a transit that can make us feel bothered with regards to our home life, our family life, and matters of the heart. It's a transit that can make us feel bothered. But when it's in retrograde, it's an opportunity to course correct. So figure out why it is that you decided to just drop the thing that might have been bothering you the last time Mars was in Cancer. Figure out what it is that you see that needs to be corrected. See it. Virgos are the absolute best at seeing detail, okay? Seeing detail. Now, Scorpio, their sister, I call it their sister sign because the glyph is almost identical. They both have the letter M built into it, but the tail end of the M does something different between Virgo and Scorpio. So so the Scorpio, which I'm coming to, they can see as well. I know sometimes people hear seer. I say it all the time. Scorpios are the seers of the water signs, but I'm speaking specifically to Virgo's innate ability to see details. So figure out what it was that you see, or figure out what it is that you see that needs to be corrected, Virgo. Once you see it, know this: you guys are the absolute best at seeing detail. So your only obstacle would be desire to even be bothered with it. Now, if you're a Virgo sun, you can chime in here too, because you know how y'all are. All right. If a Virgo sees it and they want to fix it, there's going to be nobody better at it. But if they don't want to deal with it, they're going to be like, I ain't dealing with that. So your only obstacle during this transit, Mars and Virgo, would be a desire to even be bothered with whatever that thing is that was bothering you the first time, or that needed to be corrected with regards to home and family or matters of the heart. During this retrograde, we're in a time that for you to reflect and revisit and redo. That's what all retrogrades are: reflect, revisit, and redo. Mars wants you to take action this time, Virgo. That's why we're in a retrograde. Mars wants you to take action. Cancer covers matters of home, family, and emotions. Okay, so pick it back up, Virgo. Pick it back up. If you're Mars and Virgo, you probably dropped it, and we're back around. We spun the block so you could pick back up that thing that you didn't feel like being bothered with. Remember that Virgo is the natural ruler of the 6th house, which governs how we manage daily tasks, among other things. Consistency is part of being grounded, which is what the earth element is all about. And consistency is a key element of being successful at accomplishing daily tasks, which is what Virgo energy rules over. When Virgo energy makes up its mind that it wants to get something done, no one can get it done faster or more efficiently. Remember, Mars is the warrior, the battlefield general who always wants to win. Mars and Virgo, because you are mutable earth energy in the Mars placement, be that battlefield advisor that general needs to help him overcome any unforeseen obstacles and challenges that affect matters of your heart, your home, your family. All right? The general's doing it for you. He's fighting for you. Mars is fighting for you, Mars and Virgo. So be that battlefield advisor. Be that executive officer. My military people know what that is. All right? Be that battlefield advisor that the general needs to help him overcome any unforeseen obstacles and challenges that affect matters of your heart, home, or family. You can do it. You can do it. All you got to do is want it. Okay? Now, for the elemental consideration, Virgo, which is earth, and Cancer, which is water, are complementary signs. They complement each other. Earth and water go together. Okay. Earth cleanses and purifies water. Water nourishes earth. Okay. But this transit can be a tricky one. Why? Because Virgo's innately critical nature coupled with Mercurian love for communication, that you run as a Virgo who has an innately critical nature coupled with a Mercurian love for communication. Remember, Mercury rules over the planet Mercury rules over the signs of Virgo and Gemini. So Virgos love communication, but they have that innate nature of being critical, and they have to be. So this is a tricky transit. Why? Because that innately critical nature coupled with that Mercurian love for communication together run the risk of inherently triggering Cancerian sensitivity. I'm going to say that again for my Mars and Virgo people. Because Virgo energy, we know if you ever dealt with the Virgo in any placement, you kind of already know what it is, especially in the big three, sun, moon, or rising. They're innately critical, and they're not critical to be mean. They're critical because that is how the Most High wired them. That's how they're wired by the universe. They have to be critical to do what they do. They're mutable earth signs. Earth signs are grounded. Mutable signs they adapt to change. So what Virgo does, Virgo has to analyze and be critical in order to fix a problem. In order to fix a problem, they have to be critical. So a lot of people look at, man, Virgos are too critical. They can be overtly critical if if they haven't matured. If they're immature, they can be overtly critical, but they're not doing it for the most part. If a Virgo is even talking to you, they like you. If it comes across as critical, just listen to what they're saying and try to separate your emotion from it. But Virgo, there's a challenge for you during this transit because Cancerian energy is sensitive. So my advice to Mars and Virgo, though this placement was created to take actions that improve people, places, and things, please be mindful of your delivery when sharing course-correcting words regarding home, family, and matters of the heart. I'm going to say that one more time. Please, please, please be mindful of your delivery when sharing course-correcting words regarding home, family, and matters of the heart. It's not the word all the time that gets cancers triggered. It's the delivery. Why? Because cancers are the empaths of the zodiac. So they are feeling and picking up on the energy. So if you're a little bit too critical with a little bit of attitude in there, a cancer is going to pick up on it. And then you might be shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. You might not even get accomplished what you were trying to accomplish or trying to get accomplished in goodwill because of your delivery. So be mindful of your delivery. That's all I got for my Mars and Virgos. All right. That's the elemental consideration. Moving on to Mars and Libra. All right. It is 121. Let's say 121:45. Mars and Libra. Okay. Let me share. Thank you guys for your patience. We are halfway through the signs. All right. Mars and Libra. If your natal Mars sign is Libra, during this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit, the three things you need to do are: one, be balanced. We're talking about what actions you need to take, Mars and Libra, to course correct matters of the heart and matters that have to deal with home and family. Mars wants you to take action. Cancer is about home and family and matters of the heart. So, and retrogrades are course corrections. So what do you need to do if your sign is Mars and Libra during this Mars and Cancer retrograde transit that's going to last through February 23rd? All right. You got about another month to knock your stuff out. Don't wait till the end. All right. Don't wait till they got having a store closing sale and be like, oh man, I ain't getting nothing. Yeah, because you waited. You had plenty of time. All right. Now, Mars and Libra, be balanced, be honest, and be fair. Balanced, honest, and fair. All right. Why does this thing keep popping up? Get out of here. Balanced, honest, and fair. Libra, Mars and Libra. It's difficult for me to not see the connection between Libra, which is the natural ruler of the 7th house of the zodiac, and the 7 principles of Ma'at. Let me bring that up real quick because I talk about that a lot on here. Let me bring that up for you guys. Let's see. Where are we? Let's close that. going to bring this up and share this with you guys really quick. All right. Let me share. I want you guys to see the connection here. I bring this up a lot, but I want you guys to see this live and in living color. Okay. Let me make the screen a little bigger. These are the 7 principles of Ma'at, and they are directly tied to Libra energy. You got to, first of all, see the 7 connection. Libra is the ruler of the 7th house. Libra is all about these things, and these are 7 things here. Libra is the energy of truth. Libra and Ma'at. And remember, the Libra signal, or the Libra symbol, is very similar to this ankh I'm wearing. All right. If you cut off the bottom part, that's the Libra symbol right there. You're looking at it. That's the Libra symbol if you cut off the stem from this ankh. Okay. 7 principles of Ma'at: truth, justice, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity, and propriety. All right. Anybody that wants to read that, I'll copy it and put the link in the chat here. So if you're Mars in Libra, be balanced, be honest, and be fair, or embody those 7 principles of Ma'at. You can't unsee that. The two are connected. That's all Libra energy. So during this Mars retrograde in the sign of Cancer, I want you to reflect upon the things that you may have not addressed regarding home, family, and matters of the heart. That's everybody's doing that. I don't care what your sign is. Everybody should be reflecting. I said that in the beginning. I don't want to sound like a broken record, okay? Everybody should be reflecting upon the things that they may not have addressed during this transit the last time that have to deal with home, family, and matters of the heart. Identify what's broken and then run those things through the 7 principles of Ma'at that I just showed you. Identify what's broken and then run them through those 7 principles. Libra is the balance scales, and as an air sign, they spend a lot of time in both thought and speech. So think about what might be out of balance and how you can restore a natural equilibrium regarding home and family matters and matters of the heart. Libra also rules over the 7th house of partnership. So maybe partner with key principles within your family dynamic and or a romantic partner or spouse. Remembering that your energy is ultimately yours, the worst case scenario is that you may arrive at the harsh truth that in order to restore balance to your own heart, you may have to let go of a partnership that consistently keeps you out of balance. I'm talking to you, Mars and Libra. If that ends up being the case, that you have to let go of a partnership that constantly keeps you out of balance, this is a retrograde. This is a time for reflection. You reflect, you figure it out, you take action, take corrective action. So if in the course of that ends up being the case and you say, man, you know what, I got to let this person go. Because again, Libra rules over partnership. So we're talking to Mars and Libra. If it ends up being the case that you got to let somebody go, just remember that all things work together for the good of them who love the Most High, the power, or as it's written in the scripture, God. That used to say the Lord. I know as a kid, I always heard that Romans 8:28 read as, for we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. But y'all know about this whole Mandela effect thing. So now it's God. I'd never heard that back in the day. Now it's all things work together for the good of them who love God. That's what's written now. So I don't know. Maybe there might be something to this Mandela effect thing. But anyway, Romans 8:28 says, for we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Most High, the power, God, who are called according to his purpose. All right. That's Romans 8:28. And remember to cross-reference that passage with Luke 17:21. All right. Luke 17:21, it says what? It says the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. Okay. So it says the kingdom of God cometh not with observation, meaning you can't see it outside of you. For behold, lo, the kingdom of God is within you. Those two passages go together. For we know that all things work together for the good of them who love God, who is called according to his purpose, and the kingdom of God is within you. That means his purpose is within you. So that's why you got to cross-reference those two passages, Mars and Libra especially, 8:28. And I'm saying this to anybody that's ever got to let go of something that you just kind of didn't want to let go of. Just make sure that you understand that all things work together. All things. All right. All right. So for the good of them who love God, who are called according to his purpose, if the kingdom of God is within you, then how much do you love yourself? Talking to my Mars and Libra. Libras are the hopeless romantics of the zodiac. Okay. Mars is the planet of action. The retrograde, this planetary retrograde in the sign of Cancer, is about home and family and matters of the heart. So this may be an especially sensitive time for Mars and Libra. All right. So I'm pausing on that for a minute. That's hitting home for somebody during this transit. All right. Once you've done your homework, if it ends up being the case that you gotta let go of a partnership that constantly keeps you out of balance, just know that all things work together for the good of them who love the power, who are called according to his purpose. All right. If that power rests and resides within you in accordance with Luke 17:21, all right, then ultimately Romans 8:28 points back to you and the purpose for which you were created. So if you got a partnership that's keeping you from your purpose, you have to let it go. You have to. And if you just feel like, man, that's something, a partnership that I thought was going to, guess what? If it's something that's meant to be in your life, it can't be healed as long as you're holding on to it. All right? You can't heal a wound if you keep constantly picking at it. It's trying to scab over so it can seal and heal. And you keep picking and pulling off the scab and pulling and messing with the dressing. And then you get the dressing dirty and then you got an infection in it. No, leave it alone. Take your hands off of it. All right? If it's meant for you, it's going to come back in a healed form. But if you're holding on to it, it can't be healed anyway. So let it go. Let it go. All things work together for the good of them who love God or called according to his purpose. All right? That's my Mars and Libra people. Here's the elemental consideration. Libra and Cancer form what is called, unfortunately, I shouldn't even say unfortunately because squares ultimately work for our good, right? Libra and Cancer form what is called a square in astrology. That's a 90 degree aspect, or something that is 3 signs apart. A 90 degree aspect or something that is 3 signs apart. Okay. So that makes them non-harmonious. That makes that a non-harmonious connection. Libra is air and Cancer is water. We know water and air don't mix, right? Water and air, you mix them, they form bubbles that rise to the surface and pop. So Mars and Libra, please consider your word choice when course correcting home, family, and emotional matters during this transit. Libras are known for balancing things and known for their harmonious nature. So lean into your harmonious side, Mars and Libra, when dealing with family and matters of the heart. Also, as cardinal air signs, Libras are known for being thought and speech leaders. And with that comes the inherent need to dominate a conversation. Anybody know Libras? Look here. If you feel attacked, I ain't trying to attack you. All right. I'm just calling it what it is. If you know a Libra, you know somebody who tends to talk over you or feel like they cut across you when you're talking. If you're in a group setting or even a one-on-one, Libras have this thing about them. And a lot of times they don't even realize they're doing it. It's just how they're wired. And the seasoned ones are self-aware. And they're like, hey, you know what? Libra is also the energy of balance and partnership. So I got to do an equal amount of listening as I do talking. All right. But we know that placement comes with an inherent need to dominate. I put that in air quotes, need to dominate a conversation. So if you're Mars and Libra, try to control that shadow side. Okay. Use those balancing abilities to balance listening with talking during the course of taking corrective actions at home. All right. That's all I got for Mars and Libra. Now, 132.20, Mars in Scorpio. 132.20, Mars in Scorpio. If your natal Mars placement is Mars in Scorpio, during this transit, during this retrograde in the sign of Cancer, there are 4 things you want to do when taking your corrective action. All right? We're talking about correcting what, Matthew? Correcting things that have to deal with home and family, or things that have to deal with matters of the heart. If you're Mars and Scorpio, 1, be investigative. 2, be secretive. Believe it or not. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I know that sounds a little bit off, but 2, be secretive. 3, be transformative. And 4, be resilient. That's if your natal Mars sign is Scorpio. Okay? Now let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, family. Mars and Scorpio, be investigative, secretive, transformative, and resilient. In as much as the sign that shares almost an almost identical glyph is the number 1 analyst of the zodiac, we're talking about Virgo. Scorpios are the number one investigators of the zodiac. Scorpio has an innate ability to get to the bottom of things like no other sign. So my advice to Mars and Scorpio is to take your time and dig deep to find the source of what needs to be corrected. Find the source of what was broken to determine what needs to be corrected during this transit. Use those investigative skills. Once you figure it out, get in there and transmute or transform what's broken into something that works even better than it was in its original form. Because, baby, that is Scorpio's superpower. That is Scorpio's superpower. Now, the key is to lean into your strength, which is moving in silence. That's why I said be secretive. When you're taking corrective action, when you need to fix something that has to deal with home and family or matters of the heart, you don't need to be out there talking to everybody, telling them what you want to do. This goes back to that Matthew chapter 6 reference I did a few videos ago. Pray in secret, and the Father will reward you openly. The Messiah was teaching them to how to be scorpionic. He said, pray in secret, and the Father will reward you openly. That's some scorpionic stuff right there. So that's why I said be secretive. Scorpio's superpower is its ability to move in silence. So if you are Mars in Scorpio, you're effective and deadly. Deadly in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way, okay? You're effective. But that effectiveness comes from the ability to move in silence and not show your hand. That's Scorpio's superpower. That's why I said be secretive, okay? So that key is to lean into your strength, which is moving in silence. That's the strength of Scorpio. Now, to those who are not familiar with the energy, Scorpionic energy can come across as sneaky or be thought of as hiding something, especially if you're an intuitive sign and you're dealing with a Scorpio. And that's the one thing, y'all, that I found since I've been studying astrology and since I've had my spiritual awakening. One of the things I've found interesting is when you have two water signs dealing with each other. Like if they got two people with major water placements, sun, moon, or rising, dealing with each other, it's almost like an energetic duel where they trying to read each other. It's weird. It's like, because neither one of them wants to be read. Like cancers read you. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising, they read you by feeling you. They literally feel what you feel in here. They feel it. That's how a Cancer energy reads you. Scorpio energy, they looking into your eyes and they watching how you move. And they're watching your movements, and they're taking what you're saying too and applying it to what they're seeing, and they're trying to they're doing the math in their head. You don't even know they're doing it, but they're looking to see if it's adding up. Why? Because Scorpios, they're the best lie detectors of the zodiac. So they really reading you to see if you lying or if you're telling the truth. All right, and then you got the Pisces. The Pisces will literally be reading your mind and you won't even know it. And they're not technically actively reading your mind. Remember, Pisces is the rule of the 12th house, and the 12th house is the bridge between the physical realm and the spirit realm. So when a Pisces is in the house, they literally have a spirit team feeding them information about what's going on around them. That's how Pisces does their mind reading. They're not actively like, let me see if I can read your mind. No. They got a whole spirit team working with them. I'm going to get to Pisces, Mars and Pisces at the end. That's the last sign. So anyway, Mars and Scorpio, I did that. I took that as an aside. Scorpios can come across as sneaky, whatever placement, whatever you're dealing with. I don't care if it's Mercury. Yeah, they might be. They love. What are they high? What are they not telling me? That's a Mercury. That's somebody who can read. When they dealing with a Mercury and Scorpio, they're like, what are they not telling me? So they can come across as sneaky or be thought of as hiding something. But keep in mind, that's the nature of the Scorpion. I'm talking about the Scorpion in the wild. The nature of the Scorpion. Its ability to obscure itself until it's ready to be seen is literally how it protects itself. Okay? That's literally how the Scorpion in nature protects itself. It has an innate ability to obscure itself until it's ready to be seen. All right? That's how it protects itself. Why? Even though that Scorpion has a deadly stinger, its size makes it vulnerable. If a Scorpion walked in this room right now, I wouldn't run from it. I'd stand up, raise my heel, and crush it. Scorpios are small enough, and they don't have a hard shell like a crab, so to speak. You can literally kill a Scorpion if you got a hard shoe that can sustain that stinger without it penetrating through it. You can kill a Scorpion by stepping on it and twisting your foot. Same as with a snake. If you catch that snake right, if you catch him before he coils up, you step on his head and twist your foot, he's done. Same with the scorpion. So it protects itself by obscuring itself. That's why Scorpio energy can come across as being sneaky. It's like that's the innate nature. That's how it protects itself. Okay. So the key, all right, the key for you is to lean into your strength, which is moving in silence. Okay. Now, so be yourself. The message to you, Mars and Scorpio, is be yourself. Remember, Mars is at Mars in Scorpio. Mars is at home in the sign of Scorpio. So a natal Mars in Scorpio is very comfortable doing Mars type activities, which is taking action. But the Mars in Scorpio, you got to use that scorpionic energy. Be investigative, be secretive, be transformative, and be resilient. Why'd you say resilient, Matt? Because naturally, a Scorpio, you can't kill a Scorpio. It bounces back. It's the rule of the 8th house. Turn that number 8 sideways. It's the infinity sign. Whenever you think you got somebody in a major Scorpio placement down and out, they bounce right back. You're like, man, I thought I had them. They're right back here. That's like they like gods. They like the Most High special forces. So anyway, Mars and Scorpio, move and plan in silence. But don't be taking all damn day, Scorpio. That's the other thing, Mars and Scorpio. Fixed signs are known for moving slower than cardinal signs, which are the second fastest, and mutable signs, which are the fastest. So this current Mars retrograde, I'm talking to Mars and Scorpio still. This current Mars retrograde in Cancer ends on February the 23rd. So investigate to find out what went wrong or why you decided to just drop it during the last Mars in Cancer transit. And when you found your answer, be decisive. Mars is at home in the sign of Scorpio. Remember that. So Mars and Scorpio, like Mars and Aries, are excellent at taking decisive action. Don't put it off anymore, though. Plan in silence, then come out and act quickly and decisively. On the downside, as was the case with Libra, sometimes the evidence leads to the reality that some things are best let go. So do not be afraid to let go of something that is taking too much energy away from you. Consider the possibility that the retrograde is back here to urge you to let go of something regarding matters of the heart, home, or family. Okay? Something that you perhaps should have let go of the last time, but couldn't, because that's the other side, right? Sometimes we drop stuff that we need to see through. And on the flip side, especially if you're a Scorpio, because Scorpio energy is known for holding on to things too long. They don't want to let go. They don't want to quit. They want to breathe life back into it. Okay? So that's the flip side of that. But perhaps consider that the possibility that the retrograde is back here to urge you to let go of something regarding matters of heart, home, or family that you should have perhaps let go of the last time, but you just couldn't. I can't let this go. I know if I just hang in there a little bit longer. Not wanting to let go is one of the shadow aspects of Scorpio energy. Experience is the only teacher for them when it comes to these things. That's you go and talk to a seasoned Scorpio, somebody in their 50s, 60s, or whatever, 70s. They'll tell you some stories. Yeah, it took me a long time to learn how to let go. I hear it. I got friends. I got a lady that I play tennis with. She's in her 60s, great tennis player. And we talk. We talk sometimes when we're watching other people play tennis, and a wealth of wisdom. When I ask her questions about the energy, she says, you know what? I wasn't always like this. She said it took me time, effort, and experience to realize how to let go of things that I needed to let go of. It took me time, patience, and experience to learn that I don't always have to pull that stinger out and sting anybody. So that comes with maturity, but I'm giving you the cheat code right now, okay? So remember, not wanting to let go is one of the shadow aspects of Scorpio energy. Experience is the only teacher for them when it comes to these things. So bring up your experiences during this retrograde and determine what is worth keeping versus what needs to be let go of. Take the high vibrational shortcut and give it to God, aka the universe, aka the Most High. Remember, if it's yours, it'll come back to you transmuted for you. You got to let it go. Even though Scorpio is the sign of is the alchemist of the zodiac, and they can transmute darn near anything. When you can't transmute it, let it go. If it's for you, it's going to come back to you transmuted. And if it's not for you, then what you've done is you've made space for what is yours to now enter into your reality. And that's the problem with Scorpio energy. We're talking about Mars and Scorpio right here. But Scorpio energy in general, a lot of times it holds on to something too long. And by holding on to something, you're not making space for something else that's trying to come into your reality. Okay? So the other thing before I move on, avoid the self-sabotaging nature of Scorpio, because they do that too. When they're immature, they can be prone to self-sabotage. You avoid that by exploring all the possibilities during your investigation of what needs to be corrected during this Mars in Cancer transit. Avoid the self-sabotage by exploring all possibilities before you make your decision. Don't look at just one. Be that solid investigator and explore all possibilities, okay? Elemental consideration. Scorpio and Cancer are both water signs who share in being both sensitive and intuitive. Because they are both water, their aspect is harmonious. Also, Scorpio, like all other fixed signs, are family-oriented, believe it or not. So this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit should generally not be as heavy for you as it is for some other signs, all right? That was Mars in Scorpio. I know I spent a lot of time on it. Maybe it's because my natal Mars placement is Scorpio, so sorry, not sorry. Here we go. Now, next 144:45, Mars in Sagittarius. All right, Mars in Sagittarius. Let's bring it up on the screen. Hope you guys are enjoying this tonight. I'm definitely enjoying sharing this information with you. Okay, if your natal Mars sign is Mars in Sagittarius, then during this transit, this Mars in Cancer retrograde, your instructions, what you need to do, how you take action, Mars in Sagittarius, to do your course corrective action with regards to matters of the heart and matters of home and family are these four things. Be wise, be limitless, be action-oriented, and last but most importantly, stay focused. All right, let me read those again. Mars in Sagittarius. Be wise. Sagittarius is a sign of wisdom. Be limitless. Sagittarius is a sign that knows no boundaries. It's all about freedom and exploration. Be action-oriented. Sagittarius is about that action. It's a fire sign, okay? And it's a mutable fire sign. It is the fastest moving of them, okay? So be action-oriented and stay focused, all right? If I'm telling you to be action-oriented, it's probably because the last time Mars is in Cancer, whatever it was regarding matters of the family, matters of the home, matters of the heart, you were like, nah, I'm good. Let's talk about y'all for a minute, Mars and Sagittarius. Let's talk about y'all for a minute. Sagittarius, there's a reason why I said stay focused. Look, y'all are looking at a Mercury in Sagittarius. What do I say all of the time? If I don't focus on my material and I get off into the comments, I'll forget what it was I was talking about. And I'll have to work my way back to find where I was. Sagittarius, they're prone for moving from one thing to the next quickly, especially if they're getting bored. So do not get bored with what it is that you need to address during this Mars in Cancer transit. You may have gotten bored before, or you may have gotten pulled into another direction. So whatever it was that you needed to correct, that Mars wanted you to correct, Mars is about taking action. Cancer is about home, family, matters of the heart. Whatever it was, whatever action that Mars wanted you to take the last time it was sitting in the sign of Cancer, you may have gotten distracted and went off to something else. This is why I said stay focused, okay? Be wise. Sagittarius is a sign of wisdom. It sits opposite Gemini. You're on that information axis. Gemini is a student. Sagittarius is a teacher, okay? Gemini is learning and is absorbing knowledge. Sagittarius is taking that knowledge it learned in the Gemini stage and applying wisdom to it. Wisdom comes from experience. By the time we leave that third house, which is ruled by Gemini, and work our way 180 degrees around to that Sagittarius in life, we're now older and wiser, okay? More mature and wiser. I don't like that word old. So use wisdom in dealing with these matters of the heart, of family, and home during this Mars in Cancer retrograde. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Fire signs can be impulsive sometimes. So maybe the last time you did something foolish and it didn't get resolved. So use that wisdom. Use that wisdom. Tap into that spirituality. Sagittarius is about spirituality as well, believe it or not. Not in the same token that the water signs are, but Sagittarius is, it's a sign. It rules over religion is a ninth house function, but it's also getting into spirituality too. I know a lot of spiritual Sagittariuses, okay? So be wise, Be limitless. Don't allow anything to place limits on you. Okay. Sometimes what I see with Sagittarius is, especially some of the women, they will sometimes acquiesce to the desires of a masculine energy. And even though it's not something they really want to do in their heart. So what you're doing is now you're placing limits upon yourself. No, you do not allow anything to be limited. You are not acting in the truth and the authenticity of the energy in which you were created. So do not allow anything to place limits on you. Think about Aries, the ram. You're not the ram, but think about it. Aries, that ram is going to knock down anything that's standing in his way. Well, Sagittarius, use that speed and wisdom to get around anything that's standing in your way. I ain't got time for this. I got something bigger I got to do. All right. Sagittarius's ruling planet is Jupiter. So be big. Be big. Be big with it. Be expansive. Be expansive when it comes to addressing matters of the home, matters of the heart, matters of family matters. Don't allow any limits to be placed on yourself. If you do so, you are not acting in the energy of a Mars in Sagittarius. Okay? All right? Mars loves the fire signs because fire signs are about action and Mars is about action. So think about that. Don't allow anything to place limits on you, and be action oriented. Be about that life. But above all, the biggest thing for you is to stay focused. Sagittarius can easily be distracted. So you got to stay focused this time. This retrograde is back so you can finish what it was that you didn't do before in matters of the heart, matters of home and family. All right. So take that action and stay focused. Elemental consideration. Cancer is a water sign and Sagittarius is a fire sign. Y'all already know those two don't go together. All right. Also, with them being 150 degrees apart, an aspect called a quincunx, these two signs are as far apart as non-harmonious elements can be. The advice for a natal Mars and Sagittarius during this transit is to really lean into their higher wisdom. Okay? Slow down a bit, because Sagittarius is about speed too. Slow down a bit and try to be considerate of the needs of your family and the needs of home. Slow down just a little bit. When it comes to matters of the heart, be what you are, a mother Sagittarian, okay? All right? If you're back here reflecting upon course corrective actions, Mars and Sagittarius, it's probably because you are allowing yourself to be bound up or restricted in your emotions. Be authentic. I just said that. Sagittarius has got to be free. They have to. They got to be free. So if there is something that is making you feel restricted in the area of home, family, and matters of the heart, if it could not be fixed during this last transit, this retrograde may be a time for you to finally let go of that person or that thing that you have found to be suffocating and restrictive. We're talking about letting go a lot here. We're talking about letting go. There's certain signs that Sagittarius, if something or someone is suffocating you or restricting you, you got to get them out of your space. You got to get them out of your energy. It's going to hold you back. You were created to soar. You were created to roam. You were created to explore. You have a job to do. The Sagittarius is the scout. They're the scouts of the zodiac. That scout got to go out there and do what it does. They ain't got time for sitting back in the camp with everybody else. That scout got to get out there and see what's out there. If something is suffocating you, making you feel suffocated, making you feel restrictive, you got to let it go. Got to let it go. All right. 152.25, Mars in Capricorn. 152.25, Mars in Capricorn. We're almost through the signs, guys. All right. If your natal Mars sign is Mars in Capricorn, these are the three actions, the three primary actions you want to take during this transit. 1, be persistent. 2, be patient. And 3, be determined. Persistent, patient, determined. Okay? That's if your natal Mars sign is Mars in Capricorn. Now, okay. Determination, persistence, patience. Mars in Capricorn is considered to be an exalted position as opposed to Mars in Cancer, which is considered to be debilitated. Why? Simple. Mars, which is the warrior, wants to win at all costs. And Capricorn is the sign that masters patience, persistence, and endurance. Capricorn, simply put, never gives up and will stop only to temporarily rest. That's it. The only time you see a Capricorn stop is 2 times a Capricorn stops. 1, they need to take a break and then resume, or 2, the mission's accomplished. They made it to the top. Capricorn never gives up and will stop only to temporarily rest before resuming its climb to the top of the mountain of success. During this Mars retrograde, reflect upon areas regarding home and family matters or matters of the heart that need completion, something you didn't finish the last time. Finish the course, Mars and Capricorn. Finish the course. Run your race, which is not a sprint. It's not about speed. That's why I said be patient. Saturn, time, be patient. Run your race, which is not a sprint, but is a race of endurance. Capricorns, like Virgos, are taskmasters. The differences are one wants speed and has its focus on detail. The other takes its time and has its focus on the overall strategy. Mars and Virgo cares about the details. Mars and Capricorn cares about the strategy. Okay, that's the difference between Virgo energy and Capricorn and Capricorn energy. If you want to look at it in military terms, Virgos care about the tactics. Capricorn cares about the battle plan. Here's the battle plan. Virgo, you worry about the tactics. I don't care what the tactics are, as long as they're righteous and as long as they're going to get us success. Here's the plan. You work the tactics however you need to work them within this framework. That's the difference. All right? They both are taskmasters. One of them wants speed. That's Virgo. It's ruled by Mercury. Mercury's the fastest planet, fastest planetary energy, speed, okay? And it cares about the details. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. It moves a lot slower, and it cares about the overall strategy. So perhaps during the last transit, you just picked up and started doing something without having a solid plan in place. Not typical of a Capricorn, but it could be with Mars in Cancer. Could be, matters of the heart, matters of home, family. All right, you just probably said, hey, you know what? I got that. I got that built in. Let me just start. Maybe you didn't have a plan. That's a possibility. Again, not always likely with Capricorn energy, but some Capricorns do things ad hoc. They don't always plan everything. Okay, I'm a Capricorn sun. I usually have a plan in mind, but there's some things I don't plan. I just go. All right. So perhaps during this last transit, you just picked up and started doing something without having a solid plan in place. Review your plan if you had one and tweak it where it's necessary. Or if you didn't have a plan regarding home, family, matters of the heart, write one. Capricorns thrive when there is a problem to solve and they derive great satisfaction from solving it. Simply put, there's no better energy for problem solving. Capricorns rule there. The only challenge is knowing what it is that you want. So identify what you ultimately desire regarding family, home, and matters of the heart. Then plot your course and set out towards success. If you believe in it, Mars and Capricorn, you, of all people, will have it. And that's written in Mark 11:24. For those of y'all that want a scripture to back it up. Mars and Capricorn, if you believe in it, you, of all people, is going to have it. All right? Mark 11:24. What's the elemental consideration? Capricorn, which is earth, and Cancer, which is water, are complementary signs. But the challenge can be that because they oppose each other on the same cardinal axis, cardinals are leaders, okay? These two energies can be prone to disagreeing, okay? So to overcome this challenge, rather than looking at where they are different, focus on what these opposing energies have in common. You are Mars and Capricorn. The current transit is Mars and Cancer, okay? So to overcome that challenge, that opposition, rather than looking at where these two energies are different, focus on what they have in common. Cancer and Capricorn are both builders. One builds the house, that's Capricorn. The other builds the home, that's Cancer. Capricorn cares more about getting the bag. Cancer cares more about making sure that the bag is used in the right way with regards to their home and family. So during this Mars retrograde transit, while you're planning Mars and Capricorn, simply take a secondary position to ensuring that the needs of home and family are taken care of. And do it from more of a nurturing perspective. Remember, because Capricorn and Cancer are on the same axis, they are opposite sides of the same coin, meaning in every Cancer, there's a hidden Capricorn side, and in every Capricorn, there's a hidden Cancer side. So allow the nurturing nature of Cancer that you push down for the sake of the mission. We all do it to a degree. It's tougher for me because my sun wants me to go out and conquer and achieve. My moon wants me to make sure everybody's taken care of at home. So it's a little bit more of a challenge for me. But hey, that's the same challenge you have right now if you are Mars in Cancer. I'm sorry, a Mars in Capricorn during this Mars in Cancer transit. So my advice to you is to allow the nurturing nature of Cancer that you push down for the sake of the mission to shine through during this transit. You got it in you. You just don't show it because you're always about the bag of the mission. Allow that nurturing side to shine through this transit. Okay? You only got till February the 23rd, so it ain't like pulling teeth. Okay? Just do it. Just do it. It's in you. And most of all, Mars and Capricorn, remember the Capricorn energy is notorious for bottling up its feelings, which is, in the long term, not healthy. So allow yourself to feel during this Mars and Cancer retrograde transit. Allow yourself to feel. Don't bottle those emotions up, okay? This is what the Mars and Cancer retrograde is all about. It's about our feelings. So allow yourself to feel. Get out of that Capricorn sternness, like, oh, I can't let them see me cry, whatever. Allow yourself to feel, okay? That's Mars and that's what to do during this transit if you're a Mars and Capricorn. 2 hours, at the 2 hour mark, Mars in Aquarius, okay? Mars in Aquarius. Thank y'all for being here. I know this is a long video. All right. If your natal Mars placement is Mars in Aquarius, there are 3 things you need to do during this transit in order to course correct. 1, be unconventional. 2, be unpredictable, but in a good way. Am I sharing this to the screen? I'm not. Darn it. Yeah, I made it all the way to the 11th one, but I'm here. I caught the fumble. All right. Now, again, 1, be unconventional. 2, be unpredictable, but do it in a good way. Be unpredictable in a good way. All right. We know that Aquarius is ruled by 2 planets, Saturn and Uranus. Uranus is the planet of sudden and unexpected change. All right. So I want you to be unpredictable, but do it in a good way. All right. And last but not least, Mars in Aquarius, be selfless. All right. You might be saying, well, that's what I do anyway. I just said in the beginning of the video. All right. Be authentic. Act how you act. Act how a Mars in your sign acts during this Mars retrograde in Cancer. It's retrograde because maybe you weren't acting the way a Mars in whatever your sign acts. All right. I had to say that because Aquarius always wants to pontificate, and y'all know how those Aquarians are. No offense to you. I'm just calling y'all what y'all are. Y'all are air signs, so y'all like to philosophize and all that other stuff. All right. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Mars in Aquarius do what? Be unconventional, be unpredictable in a good way, and be selfless. All right. No one ever needs to tell an Aquarius that they need to be selfless because they are the natural humanitarians of the zodiac. The problem, though, with Mars in Cancer is that the very nature of a Mars in Aquarius can take their focus away from their home and family, and even with regards to their heart space matters. Okay? I'm going to say that again. The problem with this Mars in Cancer transit for Mars in Aquarius natives is that the very nature of a Mars in Aquarius can take their focus away from their home and family and even their own heart space matters in order to take care of the needs of groups and of the greater collective first. That's the Aquarian nature. That's what they do. They put themselves aside and they're always taking care of the collective. What does the group need? What does the world need? What does my company need? What does my church need? What does my civic organization need? That's the inherent problem during this transit through Mars and Cancer. The very nature of a Mars in Aquarius wants to take them away from the home. Mars in Cancer wants you to take actions that have to deal with taking care of the home. Okay? So, simply put, when it comes to taking action, Mars in Aquarius thrives in getting out there and disrupting systems that do not serve the greater collective. But keeping in mind that retrogrades are a time for reflection and correction, what this Mars retrograde in Cancer transit wants you to do, Mars in Aquarius, is to reflect upon how you may have shown up for everyone but your own family and home during the last time Mars transited through the sign of Cancer. All right? Let me read that again. What this Mars retrograde in Cancer wants you to do, Mars in Aquarius, is to reflect upon how you may have shown up for everyone but your own family and home during the last time Mars was in Cancer. So from now through February 23rd, take that same effort. This is your advice. Take that same effort and that same effort that you pour into the community and the world and the collective and these groups that you're associated with. From now through the 23rd of next month, take that same effort and pour it into your family and home and matters of your own heart. That's what you're supposed to do during this retrograde. That's why Mars came. That's why Mars spun the block for you, Mars in Aquarius. In addition to your family, perhaps you have a loved one, a spouse, or a significant other that needs more attention from you than you've been giving them. That's the knock on Aquarian energy sometimes too. Sometimes and they're not doing it intentionally. It's just that their focus is so much on making the world a better place for everybody that they sometimes forget about the people who love them the most. Okay? So in addition to your family and family matters, I know your loved one could be part of your family, but I'm talking about matters of the heart, because not every Mars in Aquarius is married. Okay? Not every Mars in Aquarius has children. So in addition to family matters or matters that have to deal with home, perhaps you have a significant other or something of that nature that needs more attention from you than you've been giving to them. All right? Here's a pro tip for you. Mars in Aquarius. Aquarians master being unpredictable and excuse me. Aquarians master being unpredictable and unconventional. So why not take that same energy and surprise your family, your spouse, and your loved ones? Okay? I'd be willing to bet that they would bet on you doing what you always do, which is focusing on everyone else. So give them the surprise and shock of their lives by showing up and being intentional about nurturing them. Remember, in every Aquarian, there's a hidden Leo, and Leos love showering their families with adoration. They love showering them with attention and adoration. Why? Because Leos love to receive it. Every Aquarius coin has, on the head side, has Leo on the tail side. So flip that coin over during this transit. Okay? You have it inside. All you got to do is want it. That's it. So during this Mars in Cancer season or transit, redirect that inherent rebellious side, which is a necessary ingredient for what you do on this earth. That's what y'all are here for. And rebel against showing up for the group. Do that. Take that same energy and rebel against showing up for the group just long enough to take care of your family. The gift of you that you give them today will last in their memories for a very long time after this transit ends. Mars stations back direct in the sign of Leo in just another month. So you can go back to being Superman and Superwoman then. But for now, focus on your family. Take that Aquarian power and pour it into your family. Pour it into your home. Pour it into your significant other. All right? Pour it into your pets if you got pets. All right? Now, what's the elemental consideration? Cancer, which is water, and Aquarius, which is air, do not mix. And in the same case as the Cancer-Sagittarius aspect, fire and water, Cancer and Aquarius are in a quincunx relationship as well. They're 150 degrees apart. So they're as far apart as you can be and be non-complementary elements, okay? Quincunxes are non-harmonious relationships that do not understand the other because they are so far apart. Squares are non-harmonious too, but they are close enough to know each other, but not like the other because of the differences, okay? Think in terms of warring Native American tribes, right? These warring Native American tribes, they were close enough to know each other and not like each other. That's why they were warring. That's kind of what you got with squares in astrology. They're opposing signs that don't really, that they don't like being within that 10-degree orb of each other. So it's like, nah. That's fire, man. They don't understand water. Man, we're fire. Why are they so emotional? Man, they fire. Why they so gaudy, man? Why they can't chill, man? Why they can't be more intuitive? Why they can't be more laid back? All right. So, remember, squares are non-harmonious too, but they're close enough to know each other. Now, think in terms of Native American tribes. On the other hand, warring Native American tribes. On the other hand, the non-harmonious quincunx is not a case of one energy not liking the other. It's them not knowing each other and being too far away from each other to care one way or another. All right. Think of a European guy showing up in a tattered, barely floating sailboat on the North American shores in the 1500s. All right. He's probably stinky. He barely clothed. He's malnourished and starving because he rowed all the way to shore for 6 weeks after they shipwrecked, and he got on the only lifeboat, and he'd been in that boat rowing and floating for 6 weeks, and he shows up, barely alive on the shores of North America during the 1500s. All right. That North American native wouldn't know the guy from Adam, and therefore neither he don't like him or dislike him. He just don't know him. Like, who is this dude that washed up on shore? Now, that could go either way. It could go one way or the other. They could feed the guy and nurse him back to health, or they could leave him on the beach to die. So that's kind of how quincunxes work, and that's kind of what you're looking at with this, for a natal Mars in Aquarius during a Mars in Cancer transit. That's kind of a good analogy for you. So during this Mars in Cancer transit, Mars wants you to take the right action, Aquaman or Aquawoman. Take off your cape and your superhero costume just long enough to focus on your own family and your own heart. Nurse it back to health by aligning with the energy that may be foreign to you inside the home, but in reality, it's the same energy you employ outside the home. When Mars finally moves out of Cancer a month from now and you go back to being the Earth's superhero, you will feel great knowing that all is well at home, okay? That's Mars in Aquarius. Now, finally, we arrive at Mars in Pisces. Mars in Pisces, okay? Last one, and then we're going to speed through the houses because the houses, they're not going to take long at all because this is the real meat. Mars in Pisces, all right? If your natal Mars placement is in the sign of Pisces, then during this Mars in Cancer transit, retrograde transit, you got 4 things you need to do. 1, in order for you to take course corrective action with regards to matters of the home, matters of family, and matters of the heart, you need to be imaginative, 1. 2, be intuitive. 3, be spiritual. And 4, do it big. Do it big, okay? Do it big. Let's talk about that, all right? Let's talk about that for just a moment. Mars and Pisces, be imaginative, be intuitive, be spiritual, and do it big. Focus your energy on making those big dreams that you have for yourself, for your home, and for your family come true. Focus on making them come true. Y'all gonna know why I'm saying this in a minute because y'all know how Pisces energy is. All right? Focus your energy on making those big dreams that you have for yourself, your home, and your family come true. If you are back here during this retrograde with work that was left undone during the previous Mars in Cancer transit, it's probably due to your spending too much time in your imagination and not enough time implementing what it is that you were dreaming up. Now is the time to come out of meditation. Now is the time to come out of meditation and get to work. It could also be the case that your subconscious thoughts were someplace other than on dealing with family and home matters or matters of your own heart. So you may also consider shifting the focus of your imagination. Being in touch with your emotions is not a problem at all, Mars in Cancer. Your task is focusing and not being all over the place. Y'all know how Piscean energy can be. Allow your intuition to guide you into the right path toward nurturing your family by keeping your emotions in the high vibrational range. Avoid lengthy stays in sadness, anger, apathy, or grief. Y'all know why I talk about that all the time. When you stay in a low vibrational emotion too long, you're telling the universe, I like where I'm at. Send me more stuff to keep me in this energy. So focus, all right? Focus. Allow your intuition to guide you into the right path toward nurturing your family by, first of all, keeping your emotions in the high vibrational range. Avoid those lengthy stays in the lower vibrational emotions. Remember that a high vibrational Pisces is a spiritual force to be reckoned with, whereas a low vibrational Pisces will see delusions of things that are out of alignment with reality. High vibrational, spiritual, Zen master. High vibrational Pisces, spiritual and Zen master. Low vibrational Pisces, delusional. No offense, no disrespect. Just remember that in addition to in traditional astrology, Pisces is ruled by the planet Jupiter. In modern astrology, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So I consider Pisces to have two ruling planets, okay? Two ruling planets. Neptunian energy, that's Neptune is a water planet. So we know how water works. The higher you're up in water from the surface down to maybe 100, 150 feet, the sunlight can go. So you can see everything. But the deeper you go, the darker it gets and the less you're able to see. So this is, you can use that as a scale for your emotions. The higher they are, the more things you see clearly. The lower those emotions are, the more things become sketchy, cloudy, delusional, okay? So remember that a high vibe Pisces is a spiritual force to be reckoned with, whereas a low vibe Pisces will see delusions of things that are out of alignment with reality. Your task, Mars and Pisces, during this retrograde is to stay high vibrational. That's it. If you do that, as the bridge between the spirit realm and the natural realm, you'll be guided by your angels, your ancestors, and ultimately the Most High. Yours is almost a cheat code because if you simply stay high vibrational, Mars and Pisces, you will clearly pick up the messages they are giving you on how to be more nurturing to your family and how to deal with matters of the heart during this transit. So, your elemental consideration, Pisces and Cancer are both water elements, and as such, they both understand the emotions of themselves and others. The two signs harmoniously aspect each other in what is known as a trine, or something that's 120 degrees apart, okay? They're 120 degrees apart. They're 4 signs apart. All right, so that is what I have for Mars through the signs. Let me check these comments, and then I'm going to speed through Mars in Mars through the houses. Trust me, it's going to be fast, but it's going to be complete. And then we'll wrap the video up. Thank y'all for staying this long. For those of y'all who've been on for the whole time, and if you're watching this video on demand and you're still here, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't done so already, if you're enjoying this content, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button right now. So maybe some people that didn't know we were live, they can jump on and catch the Mars through the houses portion. All right. So let me read some comments really quick. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Okay. Let's see. She said, okay. So, okay. I caught that. All right. Let's see. I got lunatic astrology. Let's see. I got that. Okay. All right. So I'll pick up where lunatic astrology said at 8:32. Astro Seeking Cafe are great. Bella here said, let's see. Let me just pop some of these on the screen. Thank you. Bella said, can only endure comic for so long. Bella, you trip me out with the comic stuff, okay? All right. Let's see. We got Mike, random bystander, Matt Detail for delivering the goods. What's up, Mike? I ain't seen you in a while, man. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being on. Have not seen your name in the chat in a while. Thank you for being here, bro. All right. Lady Dagger says, stop talking about me. I know. Listen. I stepped on my own toes when I was scripting this content. Trust me, I stepped on my own toes, okay? Bella here said, Earth is the soul school, but you have to stay away from karmics. Bella is the karmic superhero. She out here getting rid of these karmics, y'all. She cleaning these streets up from these karmics, okay? She transmuting them. She flipping into that hidden Scorpio side because Bella is a Taurus. Every Taurus got a hidden Scorpio side. She out here transmuting karmics or avoiding them. All right, here we go. Let's see. You are very welcome there, just because. I hope that helped. Let's see. She said busted. I'm telling on y'all out here, huh? Oh, what's up? We got Brazil in the house. What's up, Iris Cora? What's up? Thank you for joining from Brazil. Appreciate you. If you're still on. Appreciate you if you're not still on. Appreciate you for joining. All right. Okay, all right, I got you, Lady Dagger Status. She had to jump off. Thank you, Lady Dagger Status. Yeah, just jump back on if you're watching this on demand at this point, and just pick up. Make sure you click on your signs. I'm not time stamping the houses because we're literally going to go through that fast. So I'm not time stamping the houses. All right. Bella said, "Man, Matt, if Matt is not the truth." Oh man, thank you, Bella. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Search Moreno said, "Hi, is this for Cancer Sun or Ascendant?" Search, this is for, we're talking about Mars signs. So this would be a Cancer, Mars and Cancer, all right? We're talking about what to do during this Mars and Cancer retrograde. Retrogrades are times for course correction. So based on your Mars sign, these are tips and suggestions for how you should be working with this energy during this transit. Okay. Just because a great show, early thoughts on the upcoming planetary alignment. I don't have any just because I'm just waiting. There's something big is going to happen here in 2025. That I don't have a doubt of. Something big is going to happen. Everything is lining up for it already. So I don't really have any thoughts on the planetary alignment. They've aligned before. So I'm just waiting for the big show. Remember this, we're talking about the North Node is now in the North Node is moved into Pisces. Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house, which is the bridge between heaven and earth. So the planetary node of destiny now is in the spiritual and intuitive sign of Pisces. And we're in a 9-year, and nine is the bridge between the old cycle and the new cycle. This is a big year. A lot of stuff gonna happen this year. I'm talking biblical. I'm talking about a biblical prophetic proportion. So the planetary alignments, that's just a small part. That's a small part. Let's see. Sonia Claiborne. What's up, Sonia? Thank you for joining. She said, I'm Scorpio, so add more water. Okay, now I don't know if you're saying you're Scorpio sun or Mars in Scorpio. These are the Mars signs, but thank you anyway for Sonia. So now, let me move through the houses, y'all. Let me move through the houses. I'm gonna do this quick, and we're gonna wrap this video up. All right. So let me check my notes. Let's check the notes. All right. Now, Mars through the houses. Okay. So this is an additional consideration. All right. The houses that our planets are placed into represent areas of our lives where our energies are best applied based on our birth charts or our natal charts. So, for example, Matt is a third house Capricorn, and the third house is about learning and communication. Could I function in a sixth house occupation like healthcare or data analytics? I could, but I'm not going to be nearly as good as a sixth house Capricorn would be, because I'm cosmically wired to focus my achievement. Capricorn is a sign of the achiever, the problem solver. So yeah, I can do sixth house work and be good at it probably, but not probably. If I do it, I'm going to be good at it. I can do sixth house work, but as a Capricorn in the third house, I'm not going to do it as well as a sixth house Capricorn, because I'm cosmically wired to focus my achievement and problem solving skills in the area of the third house. Now, give you a case in point, I was an Army medic. And while I enjoyed the problem solving and humanitarian nature of working in healthcare, I worked in a local hospital ER for 4 years after I got out of the Army. While I enjoyed that problem solving and humanitarian nature of that work, I did not have the passion and enjoyment for it that I have for writing, learning, teaching, speaking, and even singing. I sing too. Some of y'all know that. Okay. All of those are third house activities. So during this Mars retrograde in Cancer transit, Mars, the planet of action, in addition to operating in the energy of our signs, which I just went through, I went through all 12 signs. Mars, the planet of action, wants us to also focus our feelings, that Cancer energy, into the following areas based on the house that you have your Mars placement in. Okay. So now this is how you can do it. This is how you can do it. Mars wants us to place focus our feelings, that Cancerian energy, because of the sign that Mars is currently in, into the following areas based on the house that you have your Mars placement in, by asking the following questions. All right. If my Mars, let me plug my laptop in, fam. Hang on a sec. Doing Mars through the houses now. This is gonna be rapid fire. So y'all make sure you're taking good notes and pay attention, because I will not be time stamping these. It's not even worth it. For anybody that would be time stamping in the for me in the comments, you could, but this part right here is not worth it, because really gonna be flying through these. So you can if you want, though. I'm not telling you not to. If my natal Mars placement is in the first house, these are questions that you're going to ask. Okay. Mars wants us to focus our feelings, or that Cancerian energy, in the following areas based on the house that you have your natal Mars in, by asking these questions. If my natal Mars placement is in the first house, here's the question you ask yourself: what actions can I take to improve my feelings about myself and how I show up for me? Okay. If your Mars is in the first house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about myself and how I show up for me? We're talking about questions to ask yourself during this Mars and Cancer retrograde transit. Cancer is about the feelings, okay? So, last time, if my Mars is in the first house, my question to myself is, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about myself and how I show up for me? If my Mars is in the second house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about what it is or what things I value? What's important to me? What do I value? Okay. People think about second house in terms of money, and money does live in the second house. So it could be, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about money? Okay. But by and large, the overarching covering for, or the overarching theme of the second house is, based on this question, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about the things that I value, about the people, places, and things that I value? Second house is where our values live. Okay. Second house is things that we treasure. What's that scripture? wherever the heart, wherever your treasure lies, there will your heart be also. Believe it or not, that's an astrological scripture as well. Wherever your heart is, wherever your treasure lies, there will your heart be also. Your treasure lies in the second house. So a lot of times our heart is in the second house too. Not in the same way that it's in the fourth house. But anyway, second house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about things, people, and places that I value? If my Mars is in the third house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I express myself? If my Mars is in the third house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I express myself? If my Mars is in the fourth house, okay, I left something off in that third house. Third house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I express myself? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my learning style? Okay, that might be something to address. What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my siblings? Those are all three things that live in the third house. Expression, how I express myself. What is my learning style? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I express myself? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I learn? What actions can I take to improve how I feel about my siblings? Okay? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I learn, my learning style, all right, and my siblings? If my Mars is in the fourth house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about my home? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my family? And that could also be your house as well, because your house, that's fourth house energy as well. That's second house energy too, because your home is technically a possession, but you can place that in the second house or the fourth house. It'll be fine. Okay. If you're looking at it in terms of a personal possession, then it goes in the second house. But if you're looking at it in terms of, this is the place where I interact with my family, this is family energy in this space, then it's fourth house energy. So if my Mars is in the fourth house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about my home? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my family? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my emotions? Okay. What actions can I take to improve what actions can I take to improve my relationship with my mother? Your relationship with your mother is a function or activity of the fourth house. That is a product of the fourth house. So what actions can I take to improve my relationship with my mother? Okay. If my Mars is in the fifth house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about my ability to be creative? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about things that are passionate to me, my passions? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I compete? That's especially true for my athletes if you're watching. What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I compete, how I perform in competition? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about stepping into the spotlight? That's fifth house energy as well. What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I stand up for and protect my children and my family members? Remember, Leo rules the fifth house. Leo is protective energy as well. So if my Mars is in the fifth house, you can also look at asking the question, What actions can I take to improve how I feel about how I stand up for stand up for and protect my children and my family members? If my Mars is in the 6th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I manage my daily activities? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I get organized? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about decluttering? And what actions can I take to improve how I feel about my health? All right. If my Mars is in the 7th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about my relationships and my partnerships or partnerships? What actions can I take that will help me feel better? Or what actions can I take to improve my feelings about how I may or may not be fair? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about being more balanced? What actions can I take to balance giving and taking? All right. Giving and taking. It's got to be balanced. Some people give, but they don't want to receive. Some people receive, but they don't want to give. So what actions can I take during this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit that can improve how I balance giving and taking? What actions can I take to live a more balanced life in general? That's if your Mars is in the 7th house. If my Mars is in the 8th house, what actions can I take to improve my emotions so that I can transform? What actions can I take to improve my emotions so that I transform, heal, and ascend? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my sex life or sexual health? I know YouTube doesn't like that word, but I'm not monetized, so get. Okay? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my sex life or my sexual health? If my Mars is in the 8th house, what actions can I take to improve my ability to see the truth of people and situations so that I improve my feelings about them? Let me say that again. If my Mars is in the 8th house during this Mars in Cancer retrograde transit, another question I can ask myself is, what actions can I take to improve my ability to see the truth of people and situations so that I improve my feelings about them? If my Mars is in the 9th house, what actions can I take to improve how I feel about travel? Do I have a desire to travel but fear traveling? Do I have a desire to travel to faraway places but fear getting on a plane? What actions can I take to improve how I feel about travel? What actions, if my Mars is in the 9th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about foreigners or what is going on in other places? Maybe you can turn off the news for starters. Just saying. Mars is in the 9th house. What actions can I take to improve my feelings about God, the universe, religion, and spirituality? What actions can I take to overcome any feelings of being trapped? If my Mars is in the 10th house, what actions can I take to improve how I show up in my career? What actions can I take to improve how I feel about how I show up in my career? It's about how I feel about it, because this transit is about our feelings. So if my Mars is in the 10th house, what actions can I take to improve how I feel about how I show up in my career? What actions can I take to improve any feelings of being stuck or being unable to achieve? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my ability to solve problems? If my Mars is in the 10th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about success in general? Okay. If my Mars is in the 11th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about any groups or teams that I work with? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about any groups or teams that I work in? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about any organizations that I'm a part of? If my Mars is in the 11th house, what actions can I take to improve my feelings about the greater collective of humanity? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my ability to stand up for and contribute to humanity as a whole? That's Mars in the 11th house. If my Mars is in the 12th house, What actions can I take to improve my feelings regarding my subconscious thoughts? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my spirituality, my spiritual life? What actions can I take to improve my feelings regarding my hopes and my dreams? What actions can I take to improve my feelings about my connection to the Most High, my angels, my ancestors, and my feelings about any past life versions of myself or any past life connections that I might have? That's if your Mars is in the 12th house. All right. And that, my friends, is Mars through the houses. Okay. All right. So that is all I have, family. We're done. We're done. So I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. I know this was a long video, short compared to some other ones. But anyway, some of you that are new, you probably are not used to seeing my live streams, but they can take their time. But it's usually like a class setting, and I tell people all the time, I don't go live daily. I know other YouTubers that they drop content daily, so you can break mine up, because I mean, if you compare the length of one live of mine, they're like worth 3, 4, 5, 6 videos that other people do on a daily basis. I don't upload content daily, so when I do come on live, I want to give you guys some rich content that you can benefit from. So thank you all for being here. That's to my new people. If you have not done so already and you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me, okay? That's really going to help this video to propagate. Now, each and every one of us has people that we know that are into astrology. So you are very welcome, just because we have people that are into astrology and they can benefit from knowing how to manage during this Mars and Cancer retrograde transit. We all benefit from it, okay? We all benefit from it. The more we know ourselves and the more we understand how our universe works, the more powerfully we're going to live. That's really what astrology is all about. I said it before, I'll say it again. Astrology is all about how we relate to each other. When you're looking at the cosmic ordinances, as they're called in Jeremiah chapter 31, I believe it is, that is a study of how these different planetary energies relate to each other. What are the feelings of the energy on Earth with how these different energies in the cosmos relate to each other? They give off energy that we feel. Why? Because we have the same energies inside of us. So as above, so below, in the same way that astrology is a study of the interaction and the interrelation between these planetary energies, these cosmic energies, these cosmic forces, it's the same on the ground. How do we relate to each other? When we know ourselves, we're better able to understand and relate to others ultimately. So that's the whole purpose for what I do. Now, this is not for the new people. This is not an astrology channel. This is not an astrology channel for the new people. Okay. So I wanted to say that. I got one more announcement before we wrap up. I am now taking on new clients for a new offering of North Node readings. North Node. If you want to understand what you came here to do and how you're supposed to be doing it, book me for a North Node reading, okay? How do you book me? Email me, talfordarts@gmail.com. I'll put my email down here. Okay, talfordarts@gmail.com. Now, these North Node readings, they run anywhere from, depending on how much you're interacting and asking questions, they run anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, okay? We usually try to cap them at an hour, but this is all about what is my purpose? Why am I here? How am I supposed to be doing what I'm doing, okay? Book me for that if you want to do that. Email me. Listen, and for the person that there was somebody that was in the last live stream that mentioned they said they were in tears when they lost the link to a tarot class or something that they had signed up for. And when my team rewatched this video, they said, Matt, be sure you announce on there, because that could have been any reason. Make sure that if that person's on there, ask them how that came across, because I don't do class. I'm not set up to do classes or anything like that. So hopefully that wasn't something that you thought came from me. I just wanted to say that. I don't like solicit anything from anybody. I don't go on anybody's comments. I don't go on over. Hey, here's my WhatsApp number plus blah 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 blah. No, I don't do any of that. Okay, so I don't think anybody's out there impersonating me. I mean, my channel. I don't think my channel's big enough. But if anybody reaches out to you and says they're Matt D. Talford, can you do you want to book me for blah blah blah? It's not me. The only time I will talk about that is on this camera. And if you want to book me for any of my skill set services, email me. Okay. But right now through the end of January, I'm offering those North Node readings for the low price. And trust me, you can look at other astrologers and they'll tell you what they charge for North Node readings for the low price, introductory price of $69. Okay. $69. I never talk about prices on the channel. I'm telling you now, for the low price of $69, you can get a North Node reading. Now, if you have gotten services from me in the past and you want to do a refresher and you want to focus just on your North Node, I may have some new information for you. Okay. I may have some updated information for you based on the last time we spoke. So email me and I will do yours at no cost. If you are a returning client that did a full workup with me and you know who you are watching this video, you know who you are. If you're a client of mine that has done a full workup with me, hit me up and book a North Node reading. I want to do that for you as a gift, as my way of saying thank you to you. Okay, so that is my announcement. From now through the end of January, you can get a North Node reading from me, and I promise you, you're going to leave there feeling empowered. You're going to leave that feeling like, okay, I know why I'm here. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And a lot of people, they'll say, they'll look at their natal chart and say, okay, this is my North Node sign, and this is my North Node house. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to do a deep dive with you. You're going to know exactly what you came here to do and how you are supposed to be doing it. Okay? All right? And we work together for that. I'm not just an astrologer. I'm an intuitive astrologer. So I use my intuition as well. Okay? I got a Cancer moon. So the intuition is on. I got a Cancer moon. So the intuition is on 10. I promise you that. I promise you. And I'm a Mars and Scorpio. So the intuition is on 10. All right. So I use my intuition when I'm doing these readings as well. So anyway, you guys book me if you're interested in that. Again, I don't reach out to anybody. So if there's anybody out there impersonating me, I don't think there is. But if they are, it ain't me. Okay. It ain't me. I don't reach out to anybody, no comments or nothing like that. That is not what I do. I just told you, if you want to get with me, email me. All right. That's all I got, family. So I will end this video. Thank you to everybody that was here tonight. Allie, hit me up, Allie. You already know. Hit me up, okay? Anybody who was here tonight, thank you for staying the whole time. If anybody wants to volunteer to put time stamps for the signs, feel free to do so. If not, I'll get to it probably sometime tomorrow. And people who are watching this on demand, they can just go through and click directly to their what am I saying? To their sign, and then I'll put a single link for when I started doing the houses part. But I'm not gonna go. Here's a timestamp for house 1, house 2, house 3. I'm just gonna say a single timestamp for Mars in Cancer, or I'm sorry, Mars through the houses. Okay, so it's getting late, so I'm gonna get on off of here, y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight, man. I really, truly enjoyed coming on here with you guys. I love you guys. You guys mean the world to me. I love the energy. I love the synergy. So you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. If you haven't done so, on the way out, hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel and you enjoy being entertained, I was about to say upgraded. Maybe you do get upgraded from watching these. I don't know. Maybe they activate something. I don't know. God moves in mysterious ways. All right. It is what it is. So if you enjoy being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, and you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button and make sure that you check the notification bell and set it to all so that you'll be notified when I go live or when I upload new content. If you are subscribed, check your subscription status and make sure you're still subscribed, because I'm hearing more and more reports that YouTube is unsubscribing people from my channel. Y'all know what's going on. We late in the age. The spiritual warfare is on 10, and the darkness hates the light. So if you got a channel that's bringing light into somebody's living room, their space or whatever, YouTube, like, let's find these and do what we can to make sure that light, you know what I'm saying? So you can find plenty of dark stuff on here. They seem to love that. The platform doesn't seem to care that much about the light. So y'all help me out by making sure that you are subscribed. last but not least, second to last but not least, share this video with one person that you think will benefit from it, okay? We got about a month left during this transit, and this is an important transit. All the planets transit through all of the signs, but this particular retrograde is important because we're in a very spiritual time, and we're in a time that the earth is ascending. Cancer energy is all about healing. It's all about family. It's all about matters of the heart. So we need to be strengthening our heart chakras right now. Okay. Cancerian energy is feminine energy. And we know that the divine feminine energy of planet Earth is rising. And there are dark forces that are trying to keep it down. It's time for the masculine energy to take a backseat and the feminine energies of creativity, wisdom, and intuition to take place. Okay. All right. It's time for them to take their place at the leadership. It just happens cosmically. The cosmos moves in cycles. We got dark forces that are trying to prevent it. Okay. So during this Mars in Cancer season, Mars is the warrior. It wants to fight, but it's being checked by that feminine Cancer energy. Work with the energy to establish the foundation of something that's going to be beautiful for you and your family for the unforeseeable future. Okay. Get it in place right now. The importance of cosmic transit, y'all, is to align yourself with the energies while the transit is happening. Because once that door closes, it's closed. Consider the biblical parable of the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins, because that kind of reflects the cosmos too. The 5 wise virgins were prepared. They had oil for their lamps so that when the bridegroom came and the wedding was about to start, they had oil in their lamps. The 5 foolish virgins were wasting their time. And when the bridegroom came, they had no oil for their lamps. It's the same way with these cosmic transits. You got to get in alignment with them to improve your life by aligning with the energy and seeing how your energy lines up with it and getting the most out of it. So you have to do that for you, because once that door closes on that church, if you ain't in there, you ain't in there. It's the same way. When these cosmic portals open, you got to run through them and take advantage of them. When they close, if you didn't get the goodies, the store is closed. You can't get them till the next time that store opens. So you can check online a planetary transit calendar and see when the next time Mars is going to be in Cancer. It ain't going to be for a while. It ain't going to be for a while. And this is a retrograde. It came back to Cancer so we can clean up some stuff. It's going to move back forward into Leo and then on to Virgo and then whatever. So with regards to matters of family and home, Mars is a planet of action. Take those actions right now. You got till February the 23rd to glue these things in. I've taken the last 2.5 hours to go through all of these placements so you guys know how best to align with this energy. Use it. Share it with a friend. The more light we bring into the world, the more darkness we drive out. And that's what we're here for, baby. All right? That's all I got, family. On the listen, last but not least, tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it, okay? Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. The noun is the state of love. It's the state of being. Everybody wants to feel love, right? But when we focus on the verb, which is the act of showing love and giving love, there'll be love. And then the noun takes care of itself, right? That's all I got, family. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace. Thank y'all for being here.